Hello, guys. Uh, how's this? Hopefully, it's not too loud. If it is, I'll turn it down some more. Uh, all right, there you go, guys. If you want to come up, come on up. Uh, don't know who's all going to be here. I see Edward and Leonard here, and we'll see who else shows up. Hey, Ed, how you doing there, boss?
Evening, Larry. How you doing?
And now we got Leonard. Hello, Leonard.
Hey, how are y'all?
Not too bad. I don't know if Ed made it to Dan's live stream last night. I know you did, Leonard. I saw you in it.
Nah, I fell asleep and
Well,
slept
that's all
through
right.
it.
Yeah, nobody was in the. It was taped. They talked about it. Then they were in the background answering on the chat. They were traveling, getting ready to travel, so it was a
Yeah.
short live stream.
Yeah,
Hey,
no
Jerry, how you
panel.
doing, man?
Hey,
It was
Jerry, how are you?
it was a short live stream, which is all right.
Then I was telling Leonard I had one of them days today.
Well, that's not good.
Well,
No,
none of
no,
it's good.
them
My
days are never good.
my mechanic insists that my car needs a driver's side ball joint, which I say it don't. He says it does. So in an effort not to argue with him, I said, "All right, I'll put one on it." Well, in taking the bolt out today, it flipped the threads one way, and putting the bolt back in, it flipped them the other, and snapped the bolt before the bolt seated.
Oh,
Not
So,
good.
and it's an aluminum um, spindle. So
okay.
I I can get one online, believe it or not, for $63. What a bargain!
That
You,
actually might be your best bet.
well, the problem with that is it's real
Wait
hard to
2 weeks.
match. Well, nah, it'll take about a week to get here, 4 days or something, but
No, that's
you
not
got
bad.
it. It's hard to match them in the mail.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm going to go to that place I was telling you down the road from me. I got a 50-acre hit yard down the street.
yeah,
I'll call them Monday. They'll tell me whether they have it. If they have it, I'll rebuild my own. I don't care.
yeah.
I'll go there and get one.
Yeah.
But nothing good comes easy. But the good news is my son's doing the work, so it's a learning curve for him.
Yeah, yep,
Yeah.
Out the other door, it really won't cost me any more than what the garage wanted to put a ball joint on it.
right.
So, and I bought tools and everything. I bought like the ball joint for it. I bought another sledgehammer because he misplaced my other one. What else did I get? I got something else to go with it. Oh, I got a Torx bit set to go on the end of the ratchet.
Hello,
So
Larice. Hello, Jerry. Come on up, Jerry, if you like.
it's all good. I'm improving my
Hi,
tool throughout.
Maurice.
I was watching a thing online. A lot of people are getting displaced in this country right now
Yeah.
because they're banning all the gay and lesbians and all their rights in certain states.
Yeah,
So they're leaving. Women too, for that matter.
those states will, if they have military bases, will lose those bases.
Well, it's hard to take bases out of Florida and Texas, but
Well,
yeah.
you're not taking the Navy out of Florida.
Yeah,
You're not
maybe
doing
not,
it.
but they're going to. There's a lot of talk about that happening.
Oh, yeah, but the
They'll
thing is,
scale them back.
you know how much money you would lose, or how much money it would cost to move those bases?
It would cost a lot of money to lose those
No, you're
bases.
talking billions.
But the biggest thing,
Well,
is, it would cost Florida lots of money.
Yeah, but
yeah, well, they
Texas
can
won't.
open a
it
few
would
back
cost
up
the
and
federal government more than it cost Florida.
Not as much as you
Yeah,
think, though,
I
Larry.
don't think
They
so
got a
either.
No.
couple.
I'm talking naval bases, all right?
I'm talking
Yeah.
Navy bases too, right in
All right.
Pennsylvania. They got Navy bases that they could just open back up in Pennsylvania. All they got to
I
do
don't
is
think
put it in.
Pennsylvania's got deep enough water for aircraft carriers. I'm
that
sorry.
they don't have.
That's what
But
I'm saying. Well,
Right.
you're going to spend billions of dollars. I mean billions, because you got to buy the property where you're going to put it at. You got to build the bases, build the ports.
they got plenty of room in Virginia, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But they're not going to take the aircraft carriers either.
They already got them.
I'm sorry. The new aircraft carriers draw a lot of deep water.
They can
Virginia
go to
Beach doesn't have
Virginia.
that deep of water.
Not Virginia, Norfolk.
Norfolk,
Nah.
Virginia, they don't have it. They don't have that deep of water to put those new aircraft carriers in there.
Yeah.
I don't know
couldn't
about
say.
that. I was in Norfolk.
Yeah. Well, Puget Sound in Washington State is big enough for aircraft carriers.
Right.
All right. But they don't have the land unless they want to spend a lot, because you wouldn't be in Seattle, you have to be in Bremerton, which is where the dry docks are at.
Right.
You can't take those dry docks out. They're one of the few dry docks in the States that can handle those aircraft carriers.
Right.
How much water do those aircraft carriers need?
They need a lot. They're deep. They are
Well,
deep.
Yeah, but
40 foot, and you're scraping bottom.
60 feet they can go to the Philadelphia Naval Yard.
I don't know if 60 feet's deep enough for the new ones.
No, they draw a
Not
lot
for
of
the new
water.
ones.
Ed. They draw a lot of water.
The Gerald Ford's been to Virginia.
Gerald Ford is not one of the new ones.
No, it's not.
Oh,
Oh no, it's not one
They've
of the
got
new ones.
like
It's one
two
of the old
classes
ones.
newer. They got like I think 2 classes newer than that.
Yeah. Well, at least one class, if not two. And every time they build a class, it gets bigger.
Right.
yeah.
And
Gerald
if it's
Ford's one of the
longer,
big ones.
if it's
No,
gonna,
it's not.
if
It's
not
not anymore.
anymore.
It's one of the small ones. Is what I'm trying
and when
to
they
tell
make
you.
them bigger, they make them longer, they make them wider, and they draw more water.
Yeah, and like I said, when you do all that, the depth of the hull is a lot deeper too.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was referring to about.
Yeah, when
drawing
you
more
said
water.
drawing, but I wanted to make sure I didn't know
Well,
if
yeah.
Ed would know what you were saying about the drawing.
Oh, I know
you
what
knew
draw
what I was talking
means,
about.
Larry. I'm from the yacht business. I spent 3 years in the Hampton Roads, Monitor, Merrimack, Norfolk, Newport
All right,
News
Jerry.
area,
But
northern
like I said,
or
though, I
southern
mean-
Chesapeake, Virginia Beach. We had them all there. You got the Navy, you got the Marines, you got the CIA, you got the Air Force.
well, like I said, in San Diego, California, the aircraft carriers don't even go into San Diego. They stop at North Island.
Yeah.
Do you
They
know
can't
what?
even they can't even get into without
If
the
they
bridge,
could-
get into
If
North
they
Island.
could get them up the river, they could actually dock them in Farragut State Park in Idaho.
Do you know what
They have a
Mercury
sub up there
Boulevard
right
is
now.
in Hampton Roads, Virginia?
No.
The back gate of Langley Air Force Base, which also houses the world's largest CIA installation.
Hey Tim, how you doing?
Hey, Tim, buddy, how are you?
I used to have crazy CIA guys at my boat dealership all the time. They walk in like they're totally nuts and they got more money than God.
Yeah. Well, some of those people do.
Yep.
Money does not equate to common sense. Common
No, it
sense
sure
does not
doesn't.
equate to money.
Right.
Well, common sense
It's
isn't
if it
it's
did,
common.
just like intelligence. You
if
can be
it did,
intelligent
you
and
and
have
I'd
no common
both be
sense, or you
rich.
can have the best common sense and have really very little intelligence.
That's true.
Well, these CIA guys, my point was, it's like they operate out of the realm of normal. Like, these guys got briefcases full of money if they need it.
By the way, Tim, you're not very late at all. I just started it a minute or two before 8, so it's only about 10 after, something like that.
Yeah, I got 9 after, but whatever.
Just said somewhere around 9 after. I
Yeah.
knew that. I got a clock in front of me, but it runs slow, so I sometimes it's like 3 minutes or 4 minutes slow. So
Yeah.
And but that's not what my alarm clock is on. That's just one when I'm sitting at the computer. I can get close to the right time and know when to
Did you
start
see
shutting
what the
things off.
Navy did all week, Larry?
What's that?
Well, they confronted the Russians over somewhere around Russia in the Black Sea, Baltic Sea, or
Oh,
somewhere over there.
where Russia almost hit their boat, their ship.
I don't know. They had a thing with Russia. They had a thing with the Chinese this
The
week.
Chinese, I heard about that was airplanes.
Now they had a thing with the boats too.
Well, no, the Chinese, it was their airplane that flew real close to. I
Yeah,
want to
one
say it
of
was
our.
another airplane, but it may have been a boat. But I was thinking a ship.
No, it
But I
was a
think it was
big
an airplane.
airplane that the Chinese flew close to and then out in front of, leaving it in its water sea wash.
Yeah.
And they had a thing over in the Philippines area where they told the Chinese to stop messing with the Philippine ships and the Philippine Navy, because if they touch them, it's going to they consider it a
Act of war.
costing the United States, and they will not overlook it because the Philippines isn't too big, and we're back defending them big time.
Well, we're back to where we're not going to have. We're going to have access now. We won't have control, but we will have access. I think to 9 bases that used to be ours. I think that are now under the Philippines, and they're going to keep control, but they will build some permanent structures for the military, like hospitals, doctors' offices, and
the Philippines are going to accommodate the United States any way we need because they're about tired of the Chinese.
But you know what? But the Chinese are. The Philippines is still going to control the base. They're not the only permanent personnel that'll be there. Will be the ones that are not the military. It'll be like the medical and the supply type people. It won't be the combat people.
That's a good deal for the Philippines too, because it makes them active.
A very good deal. They're going to get a lot. Their infrastructure of their bases will be improved, according with the help of the U.S. military. The surrounding areas will get jobs because there's going to be construction work, and a lot of them will be Filipino. There will also be more Filipinos hard to work on base as support for support, such as
support staff.
Well, support staff, but I don't mean just it'll be in the entertainment area, like the service PXs and what we call the Navy Exchange, but the Post Exchange.
Well, the whole economy will be improved for the Philippines just because we're there.
But especially in those areas, and that money will leak out into other areas because these people, a lot of people will transfer there to live and work, but they'll send money back to their family.
It'll all be good.
And by the way, Leonard, in case you don't know it, your mic is on mute. I can see you saying something, but it's on mute.
Plus, they'll get the advantage of. Plus, they'll get the advantage of whatchamacallit. The Philippines will have. Well, the United States will get the advantage of buying things at the Filipino dollar as opposed to the American dollar for support.
Well,
you're talking about peso, yeah.
Yeah, well, the Filipino peso will be what they get.
Yeah,
but I'm saying the Americans will get the discount.
They will get pesos. The dollars will go to the government and the military.
Yeah. Right.
They will pay out to the other people in pesos.
Yeah, but I'm just saying they'll get the discounted labor is what I meant I was trying to get at.
Yeah, we'll get a discounted labor, but it still will be better paying jobs than what some of these for a longer term than what some of these people would have anyway.
Yes.
The United States.
You take the construction people. Some of these guys, and they may work a couple of months doing something, or a couple of weeks doing something. Where here they may work a few months to a few years doing something. Because it's going to take a while to build all this stuff they need to get built.
And the construction trade in the Philippines is pretty much down. So
Yeah, that's what
That's
I
gonna
said.
help
This is
them a
going to
lot.
help the construction
It'll
industry
help them a
greatly
lot.
because, like I said, you're going to have barracks or uh,
Home
off base
base housing.
housing. You're going
Sure.
to have
Yeah.
the separate areas for the military, whether it's Army, Marine Corps, Navy, Air Force. They're going to have separate buildings than what I believe they'll have separate buildings than what the Filipinos have.
Well,
And
they
if they
also
don't,
had
they'll
the
have to enlarge the ones for the Philippines, and they may have to do that anyway.
they had the
You're
big
looking at years of,
powwow.
huh?
They had the big powwow in Hiroshima, Japan, and told the Chinese about the Taiwanese. They told them about the Philippines, and they told them about the whole South China Sea.
Yeah. Well, like
Like
I said, somebody's got to start putting their foot down, and it shouldn't be just us.
it's
I
not.
know
It's NATO too.
that's what I'm saying, but
Well, that's not
I
NATO
know at
area
one
though.
time I don't know if
You
they're
got the
still talking
Brits
about.
and you got the Aussies and everybody.
Well, hold on.
Eh,
Let me get to this other point. At one time,
Yeah.
they were talking about the Japanese were talking about starting to be more involved in the world. And I'm talking about their military because since World War II, they've been pretty much a home front
Yes.
guard only. Now they're
Yes.
talking about becoming more of a regular military.
See, Ed, they have I can't remember the exact name for it, but it's the South Pacific Agreement
Asian
or something.
Alliance.
It might be that, but it's not part of NATO. It's its
No,
own separate deal.
Yeah.
right. And there's they were talking about them in Samoa, and Guam's kind of offline for a moment, but
I think
Yeah,
they call
well,
it ASEAN, Asian South Pacific, or so,
it's something like that.
yeah. But
Asian Pacific Coalition or some doggone thing.
like
well,
I said, though,
basically
I've
what
heard
they're
it a couple
saying is
times.
that
well, like I
the,
said, their constitution in Japan restricted their military to homeland security only after World War II.
Right.
So
there's
they've been talking about the last year or two, maybe a little longer, about expanding that, and a lot of that has to do with China, because
yes.
China's trying
Yep.
to claim a lot of their property too. You know, a lot of
Oh,
their sea.
China's trying to claim everything.
Well,
That's what I
there's
said.
13 countries that border the South China Sea, and China's trying to say, "Oh no, this is ours," and take
Yeah,
the lion's
they
share of
might
it,
give
and
them
they're
a
not
mile
getting away with
outside
it.
if they're giving them that.
Yeah.
Did you see that the islands that the Chinese built are now sinking back into the sea?
Yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting.
They can't even land on them hardly anymore.
There's talk about of bringing a littoral marine regiment going to Japan. That's what Tim is saying.
Yep.
And all the United States is saying is leave the shipping lanes open to everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can claim, and we claim so many miles away from our coast.
I think
I
it's
don't
12. I think
I
it's
don't
12, but I don't
understand.
know.
I know we had to be so far out when I was in. I don't think it was 12 back then, but it's probably been expanded.
It's now 200 miles. I know that.
What?
I've never heard that.
No, it's not 200 miles.
No.
I think
I've
that's
heard
their fishing
recently.
right.
That
I've
might be the
heard
fishing rights, but I'm
recently.
talking
Oh,
about
yeah,
what we
that's
claim
probably
as
right.
our
As
territorial
far as
waters,
territorial
where
waters,
you can't come into these waters without our
within 12
permission.
miles.
It's like
And
it's about 2
I'm
to
real
12
sure
miles. It
it's
was
12.
about 2 or more when I was back in the 70s. But things have,
Oh, wow.
but I could be wrong. It might have been 12. It might have been 12 back in. But I remember we had to be so far out from the, and it wasn't no 200 miles because that would take us a few days.
Yeah.
We would do it in less than a day. You had to be so far out from the coast before they could sell you non-taxable cigarettes, tax-free
Okay.
cigarettes. I remember this is my job. I'm the one.
Yeah.
Nobody would. The day you went out until you were out far enough, nobody bought cigarettes.
Right.
No, and I was a smoker back in those days.
Yeah.
And I used to fill up the vending machines and all that stuff with the cigarettes. And they were
Right.
tax-free after you got whatever the distance was. It was like 2 to 12 miles, somewhere in there. I don't remember. Because we're talking damn near 50 years ago. Not quite,
Yeah.
but over 50 years ago when I went in. But we're talking about 45 years ago. The last time I went out to sea, and you had to go be so far out. Once you got that far out, you could buy the cigarettes. And when I first went in, they were like, oh, what were they? 35 cents.
Probably back then.
And in California they were higher. But when I went out to sea, they were 10 cents a pack.
Yeah.
Where I was from, they were like 25 cents.
So you
On
stock
base,
up.
they were 35 cents. And out in town, this is in California, out
Yeah.
in town, they were about 60 cents a pack. Or
Yeah.
somewhere in
So
that
you would stock up, right?
So I always bought my cigarettes on base because it was
Yeah.
cheaper even in port. But when you went out to sea, that you start buying your cigarettes at 10 cents a pack.
Yeah.
And it went up to as high as 15 cents. And that was, like I said, I was on ships for 5 years. And that's as high as it ever got when I was in the Navy. Tax-free cigarettes. That's as high as they ever got. Now, that means Philip Morris and the other R.J. Reynolds and all them were making a profit at 10 cents a pack to 15 cents a pack. They made a profit.
Yep.
Hey, Dan,
Oh.
welcome, sir. I wasn't
Hey,
sure
Dan.
you'd make it
Hey,
today.
Minnie,
You shot
we're
yourself?
live. Put some clothes on. Minnie.
Hey, Minnie.
Hey,
Hi, Minnie. How you
man,
doing?
Minnie.
Oh, jeez.
Are you guys in the? Where you guys at now?
Oh,
Good morning, Sir Larry and Sir Edward.
And Minnie, Sir
Hey.
Edward and Sir Edward.
Yes, hi.
Hi, hi. Good to see you
Dan, where
guys.
you guys at right
Good to see
now?
you too.
we're
You're not in Cebu, are you?
no, we're in Manila. We're at
That's what I
the
was thinking. You were going to Manila.
we're across the street from the what's it called? From Robinson's Place Mall, which is a pop.
Whoa, you fell, Larry. Or I mean, yeah, Dan.
Hey, Dan,
Oh.
sorry about that.
No.
You fell.
Oh,
Uh,
everybody fell.
Yeah.
Dan, you're late. I already won Larry's RAV4 for drawing, so I got the new automobile.
Hmm.
You need
Yeah, he'll
one.
get the toy one in the mail pretty soon.
That RAV4 is a piece of junk anyway, isn't it?
No,
I
actually,
love my rap. I had 2 of them. I loved them.
They used to be really good cars. I don't know now.
You can get a couple 100,000 miles out of any Toyota.
You get a couple 100,000 miles out of just about any car now.
That's true because they're global cars.
Still
Ain't
here.
that
Oh,
right?
you can't do it at a Kia.
I beg to differ.
I think you can do it in a Kia
I've done
nowadays.
Yep,
Yeah.
I've done it.
Most of them are. You got to be real careful with them. A lot of them, 90,000 miles, the motors are going.
In
They're
the
going-
beginning, they weren't so reliable, but now, they're as good a car as any, from what I understand.
Yeah.
Nah, they're definitely not as good
And
as any.
Crystal tells you hi.
Well,
Hi, Crystal.
hey, Crystals.
Crystals
And she says hi to you guys,
Adventure. How's the mulberry jam going, Crystals?
You got to remember they've got the best warranty in the business.
Yeah. Oh, they do. Oh, that's right, they do.
Yeah.
I forgot about
Well,
They've had a 100,000 mile warranty for 20 years.
yeah, but you know what the problem is?
Crystal has her own channel.
They don't cover excessive oil consumption.
that.
If they burn oil, they'll fix it.
Yeah.
Because
Good
that's
luck.
an engine problem. Like I said,
I
I've
think
had a
you're
couple
thinking.
of
Of,
Kias.
I think you're thinking of the Kias of the first couple of generations. They were.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of the Kias my neighbors have this week.
What year's that Kia?
Which is actually the
They got
Nissan.
all late model Kias around here.
first
Because
Kia in
nothing
the United
lasts because they
States.
all rust.
Well,
Nissan
there's
used
that
to be the
problem.
cheap
Well, I'll
Japanese
tell ya.
car.
The Chinese
What's
cars
that?
are showing up over here in Philippines like crazy. So they
Yeah.
might. Weren't you guys just talking about conflict?
Well, we got Chinese cars here. They're called Buicks.
Well, they
Hey, we got Korean cars
They
here.
got-
They're called
Yeah.
they got
GM.
fantastic Chinese cars running
Well,
the street.
Kias
of
are
the mall.
Korean
Yeah.
Korean
and
cars.
Subaru
I'm
and
sorry, but there are GM makes that are Korean. They're made in Korea.
I wouldn't be
Kia
surprised.
is
Well, they do.
Kia and Hyundai are Korean. They're
That's-
basically the same
yeah.
car.
Yeah, but what I'm
Yeah,
saying is,
They're like
I
Chevy
don't know if
and
you remember the Daewoo.
what's that?
Daewoo just started opening up.
Daewoo, however you say it. Yeah,
Daewoo just started opening up dealerships here in the United States. GM bought them out,
they've been over
and
here
they took their small
quite a while.
Daewoo, took the Daewoo symbol off, and slapped a bow tie on it, and it's been that way ever since.
I wish they'd bring back the consumer Isuzu trucks. My S10 was like the greatest truck ever.
Those Isuzus, most of them were a piece of junk.
I never had a problem with my S10. My 2.2 S10, I ran it forever. I used to haul scrap in it too. I beat it to death.
Huh.
I can't tell you how many times I'd be dragging that rear bumper just about on the ground.
Yeah.
Hey,
They mess up and make a good one every now and then.
I've owned
What
a
was
few
that?
SUVs. I drove a pickup truck. I drove a Ford 3/4 ton. What was that? 150
250.
long bed, the King Cab.
No, the 3/4 ton is 250.
Yeah.
The half ton's 150.
It may have been a half ton with the springs uploaded to 3/4. My dad had it. He had a fifth wheel put in the back because he used to tow a fifth wheel down to Texas for the winter. Him and my mom was a snowbird until they. I'll tell you in a minute. Until my father passed away.
Yeah.
And
Well, big thing right now is everybody's doing hot shot rigs.
Yeah.
You know what a hot shot rig is?
Yep. There's a lot of money in these hot shots.
It's a fifth wheel that is just under CDL class. And you can call like 2 or 3 cars with some of them, and they're delivering all kinds of stuff without being a CDL.
Hey, Eddie.
Most of them aren't even
Hey, Ken.
fifth wheel. Most of them just have a flatbed on them.
Well, yeah, the flatbed with the gooseneck, though, is real popular.
Well, that might be. But
Hey.
hot shots, like down here, you don't see many of them. They're mostly just like a 20-foot flatbed that is a dump option.
Yeah.
Did I tell you guys about the crosswind landing?
No, you did not.
no.
Yeah.
I've been through a couple of those. I'll never fly Delta again.
Well, you
They can't
know,
help it.
it was my first one ever. You know, and I've flown a lot. I mean, this thing was exciting.
No,
It was
flying into
Was it
Spokane.
clean your pants exciting?
Well, yeah, you know, when it started to happen, I was like, oh man, everybody was looking around. Nobody said a word. Everybody, as we started to fishtail,
Yeah.
he's coming in for a landing, and I think he probably had. I felt like he had some wheels down somewhere, and all of a sudden, that plane just fishtailed and it moved clear over to the other side of the tail end. Did this is a very, very well trained pilot.
Yeah, and then at the last minute he straightens it out and drops it on the runway.
last minute, it straightens it out. So we went like that sideways to the left.
Then he punched it and it straightened out. Yeah.
And then it swung around and he hit that center
Hello,
line
Miss
right on the
Womanizer.
belly.
Have you ever landed in Charlotte Amaya, St. Thomas? You land into a mountain.
I'm not allowed in the South.
And if the runway was like 2 feet shorter, you couldn't legally land there. That's how tight it is. So there is no aborting when you land. You come in, you land, that's it. There's no I'm going to go around again. You cannot.
Well, I didn't feel anything like he was gonna
man,
take off again. I didn't feel that.
We were going into Spokane. I was flying from Phoenix.
Yeah.
Flying into Spokane, which they're a Geiger. They don't have much crosswinds and stuff.
But
are you talking about Spokane, Washington?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the only one I know of.
Well,
Yeah, me
hey, there's a lot of places got names the same, like Paris, Texas, Paris, Illinois.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
a lot
that's
of
true.
little towns that
But we
you don't
came
hear
in,
of them, but they
we
got the
did
same
that
name.
little tail thing where you're still about 50 feet off the ground. He got straightened out again, went down on one set of wheels. The wingtip hit on
Whoa.
that
Hey.
side, bounced over to the other side. The wingtip hit over there, and he bounced back and forth a couple more times and finally got it straightened out. And I swear I will
Wow.
never fly another Delta airplane in my life.
And
Well, these guys
Because
that are
I've flown
flying Air
in
Asia,
Spokane a
apparently
lot.
they're cowboys because he was not letting go. You know, I'm landing this son of a bitch no matter what. He wasn't letting go, and everybody was so quiet. You know what's amazing? We've been on
Yeah.
a turboprop plane, Minnie and I. We went from Clark to Cebu,
Yeah.
and then we hit turbulence. And I mean, if you've ever dropped 1,000 feet in a minute, you'll leave your stomach way up here, and then you're. I mean, the people panicked. They were like, "Oh my God!" I started hearing so many people start to pray the Hail Mary.
JLB, Dan and we were all used to go to Chris and Sabu's chat. Dan was there. Back then he was Dan's retirement journey, Philippines bound.
Yep.
He's been in my vlog of my live stream a few times. And so you've probably seen him in here as well. But like I said, we didn't go up on and Dan has his own live streams a couple times a week. And also, by the way, Tim, you're right. The wind does not discriminate for any plane.
Well, here's something else
That's
too.
Of course,
When
we
I-
were
when I
battling
fly-
that typhoon, you know, the aftermath of it. We've had two come through back to back.
When
We
I
had
fly,
Mother, and we had what they call Typhoon Betty here, and they're still
Yeah.
I think one of them
Wasn't
is
that the
still
same
pounding
one?
the northern end of the island. Mawar.
Wasn't that
and
the
Betty.
same? Wasn't that the same typhoon?
I think so. Yeah. There's
I
only
was
been
gonna-
two. through
And
so far.
JLB saying hi. He says, "Oh, Big Ed Beck is here."
yes, hey JLB, yes, it's me.
Oh, JLB.
Yeah, we got one of the
don't get me
JLBs in
started.
the house.
Don't get me started about JLB.
But let me tell you this: when I fly, I always leave my seatbelt on. It may be loose, but I always leave it
Always
around my
leave
waist.
people alone. Words to live by, and I do mean words to live by.
So I'm
Yes.
not ever going to find myself on the cabin ceiling.
They'll have to peel you off with a spatula, with a Chinese-made spatula.
They'll have to
Yeah,
take that
So many
seatbelt
people
off of
get
her.
injured that way because they
Well,
don't leave
that's
their
what
belt
happened
hook
on this-
loosely.
On this particular flight, even though it dropped 1,000 feet, and I did. I remember I went whoa, just like that. But I saw a few people hit the top of the fuselage. I saw a few people hit the top of the plane, and they were.
You hit the
They were like,
luggage compartment up there, huh?
You're
Yeah, and I was
better,
like,
you're
oh my
better
God,
to have your
that's it.
seatbelt on unless you're
Lesson learned, bro. Lesson learned.
Yeah.
I didn't see anybody get hurt, but I
I'm
saw.
surprised you didn't get hit with that other typhoon, Dan.
We saw dishes flying everywhere. People that had dishes in
Well,
front of
the
them.
big, as I understand it, the big one that hit Guam was Mawa,
Mawa.
and
Mawa.
yeah, that one. And
That one. Yeah.
when it redirected itself towards the Philippines, they
Mhm.
called it Betty.
Mm-hmm.
I had
So
Oh.
some-
it's the
Come
same
over, Eddie.
typhoon.
Dan was with that other typhoon, Typhoon Mini.
Oh, but anyway,
No,
it
that's
never
Dan's-
hit. It never
That's
hit.
Dan's private typhoon.
It never was a direct hit. It was just.
Yeah.
We got hit with wings of it from Leyte all the way north to Luzon as it made its way towards China or Taiwan or wherever it was going.
Last I heard, it was heading towards Taiwan, but that stuff's subject to change almost on the minute.
Yeah, they're hard.
Well,
You have to
Dan
almost
through the whole South
on a minute.
Pacific. It's amazing how far it went.
Yep.
But
Now,
it never made
somebody here,
landfall.
I'm
And people
not sure who it is. Orb Puff. Anybody know Orb Puff?
were,
No.
no, sounds like an okay person.
All
No,
right. Well, no. I just
No.
Orb Puff. If you got a channel and you want to drop your link,
or
type in LLL, and my Nightbot will do it for you.
I like the name though. I like the channel name a lot. Or Puff. Julie, do you believe in orbs?
Yeah, she's got a channel.
Sounds Greek.
Well, let's go ahead and give her
Yeah.
a
So,
Let's-
Minnie and I. Oh, by the way, we went. Yeah, I know you guys don't think I'm like this. You guys think I go to church on Sunday and all this sort of stuff, but
I don't
Last
think
time-
that a bit.
Hey, we got Jack here. Hey, Jack.
Jack is in the house. Jack is back. Well, we
Hey,
went over.
Jack,
Jack,
nice
you
to
got to
see
hear
ya.
the story. Jack, you got to hear the story. So we
We
went
missed
over.
you, buddy.
We went over to the LA Cafe, and I got approached by 5 or 6 or 8 Viagra boys. Anyway, that's another story. But we did make it in. We did make it into, and one woman who wanted to tell us that she was a former bar girl, which is party on. I don't judge. Party on, you know.
Nope.
You're talking about the Viagra boys?
She told me she's a former bar girl who has hit upon hard times.
That's because she's no longer a bar girl.
All right. So once we meandered through into LA Cafe, we got in there, and there's something that was just shocking, but maybe not so much. Maybe it's reasonable, but tourist season is over here in the Philippines. It's low
It's
season.
rainy season, right? Rainy season's coming up.
It's low tide, right? So inside there, so we see, I don't know, was there 1,000,001 women in there? How many
I'm gonna say
how many girls were hanging around waiting for? And they were totally and completely ignoring everyone that they saw, unless they were Korean, Japanese, Arab, or wearing naval gear.
Yeah.
So they were totally ignoring everyone.
You make me
So they
jealous
were-
all the time with that.
All
man.
these girls were packed in there right there by the front door. We just happened to have a seat that was right by the front door, which is a good thing. And the reason why it's
That's
a good
all
thing,
right. Go for it.
one
They're
way in,
working hard
one
for the
way
money.
out, you know?
Yep.
And I got caught in there. Have I ever told you guys a story about how I got caught in LA Cafe during a fire?
No.
And everybody hit that door so hard. It was just like, what was that scene in
Or Puff, where you at if it's 1 in the morning?
where everybody just gets crammed inside the door like cork in a bottle, you can't get out? Anyway, it was like that. So we were in a safe place. I would have been first at the
Middle East?
door. And they were all gathered there waiting. And so when one or two
Metro.
Korean dudes come in, they're like swarming them, just like, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh.
Ah, Scotland.
Scotland. Okay.
Yeah, Scotland. All right.
Well, I hope you're having a good time. I hope the weather's nice.
Yes.
I
Well, you
got
know,
drunk
Dan, what you
Good
got to
night,
understand is
And
them
have-
girls might even be hungry. They're broke.
I know, but there were guys in there. There were guys from the UK in there. I'm sure there were guys from Scotland in there, and they were doing stuff like, "Hey, I need attention. I'm over here. I need attention," and they were just like, "Yeah."
Well, they figured they
It
wouldn't
sounds
spend
like
the money
those
like
were
those other
big
guys
flag
would.
girls.
I know, like I said, back when I was in the Philippines and I was in the Navy.
Watch
Whenever a
it.
new
There's
ship
something
came
we
in-
can't talk about here.
No, when a new ship would come into Subic, when I was there for 3 months. So the girls all knew me. They didn't go hitting on me hard.
Oh, they knew you on a first name basis. I get it, Larry.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
when a new ship would come in, and you get those new sailors coming in,
Fresh
they were all
meat.
over them because
on the
they would
street.
know this is no. They would go. This is a ship that's only going to.
Remember the days of Mac Daddy when the big guys come and had a whole different meaning. Right, Larry? Quick, get ready. The big guy's on the way. And here comes Larry walking down.
I'll tell you what. It was a trip.
Yeah.
When I was there, they thought I was. We called them the Green Meanies. They thought I was Armed Force AFP, Armed Force Police, and they were called AFP because it'd be the Marines and Navy and other branches would be there.
Oh, so it wouldn't be just MPs, huh?
You know, it wasn't just
Retro's
SPs
coming
or
up.
MPs. You worked
Hey,
together.
Retro. Yeah.
And I guess there was a guy that worked
Hey,
for
Retro.
AFP that looked
Hey,
a
man,
lot like
Daddy.
me because a lot of them would think I was AFP off duty.
Ah.
So, like
Well,
I
that
said,
might have been a good
I
thing.
didn't get hassled a lot.
I'm telling you, if you haven't done a tour of duty in the Navy, you need to go do it. Really, that's an experience, according to my boys.
Oh,
Yeah.
it is. It's a great experience. I
It
love
turns
it.
it turns you into a man. That's what they told
Yeah.
me.
Well, if you're not one when you go in, you will be when you come out.
That's exactly what they said.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much true for any branch.
It
And
is.
you're going to
It
have a
pretty much
very,
is.
very strong belief in God. That was the other thing they said.
Oh, yeah, you're out in the streets of Japan and 30-foot swells. You're praying.
The
Yeah.
Straits of
God,
Hormuz.
keep me
What are you talking
alive.
about? The Straits of Hormuz being fired upon from both sides.
Oh yeah, but I'm just saying though. Hey, I was lucky that my orders to Nam was canceled. Otherwise, I'd have been shot at in Nam. My older brother
Yeah.
went to Nam on a ship. He was also Navy. That's
By the
before
way,
we
one
put
of
brother
them
duty.
served
Hello,
retro. One of them served on the USS Philippine Sea. Take that, guys. Take that, panel guys.
Philippine
there you
Seas
go.
is a destroyer. A destroyer. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
they were support. They were support for what was running. Was it the Enterprise?
Well,
my
my
Gerald
uncle was a Navy guy.
Well, you know why they were named the Philippine Sea? I mean, how that ship became a ship's name in the Navy?
No, I don't know. Tell us the story,
World War
please.
II. There was
Ah.
a big battle in the Philippine Seas
Oh, yeah.
where the
Not the Battle of
destroyers took on-
Leyte. Was it the Battle of Leyte?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Well, the destroyers took on those aircraft carriers
Oh,
and
yeah,
turned them
of course.
around. That was
Of
the Battle of
course.
the Philippine Seas.
God bless America. God bless the Philippines.
I got a
So that's
story
how that
for
name
you.
became a ship's name.
My
Retro.
uncle
I
Walt,
love the
who's
book, man.
no
I
longer
love
with
the
us,
Very
was in the
mysterious.
Navy in the South Pacific during World War II, and he made so much money shooting craps. He paid off his parents' house, bought them new cars, had a huge bank account when he came home. I don't know what his secret was, but the sailors used to wake him up and drag him out to shoot craps.
Retro, do you do your live streams like that in the dark? Because I think it's brilliant. I think it's brilliant. You need, you know, what would be cool is if you had a little ghost face mask. You did your live streams with a ghost face mask, like
And you're talking about crafts. Did you ever see that John Wayne movie, Iwo Jima?
No, I can't say I
Sands of
did.
Iwo Jima?
I've seen it.
Well, what brought it up is the craps. There was one of the Marines, I believe it was Sands of Iwo Jima, but anyway, he won a bunch of money and they were getting ready to offload, and he's always lost. And somebody brought it up, so he started gambling again, trying to making crazy bets, trying to lose the money, so he could go in the beach clean. Because he was afraid if he went in with all that money, he'd be killed.
What about when you guys? Hey, have you ever thought about the show McHale's Navy and some interesting?
Oh yeah,
things?
I love that show.
Yeah. That was
I
great.
love that show. Ernest Borgnine, right?
I know where you can get boats like
yeah,
that.
Ernest Borgnine and Tim Conway was in that.
Tim Conway.
Yep.
Did they not have? Didn't they have Philippine? Didn't they have a thing where they went to the Philippines or am
They
I
were all
mistaken?
over the
They
Asian
probably
South
were in the
Pacific.
Philippines. A lot of
Did they talk about Boracay Island in that show, or am I dreaming about that?
I think
could
they
have.
did.
Now the one guy
They're
that
going
the
to-
Asian
they're
guy
going
was
to the
actually
island of
Japanese
Boracay,
war
and
prisoner.
everybody got all excited because they were going to get a chance to see the hula girls. Does anybody remember an episode like that? Or did
I
They-
remember.
they
I used
were
to
always up
watch
to
it, but I
something
can't
crazy.
say I remember it.
Now, you want to see a movie that you about the Navy that's in the Philippines, In Harm's Way? John Wayne and Ward, I believe it was Ward Bond, but John Wayne's in it. It's about the PT boats.
Oh yeah, I think I saw it.
I know where there's over
Not on Harm's Way,
100
that was,
PT boats.
They were expendable. That was
I know
it.
there's 100 PT boats at least sitting on the hard in the
PC-109
Norfolk area.
Kitchen.
What's that?
There's got to be at least 100 PT boats
Hey, simple than
sitting
that.
up on
How
the
you
beach
doing?
in an area called the oh God, what do they call it? It's down in the Norfolk, Virginia Beach area, and they're all over the place. I think they call it the canals or something, but it's right around the corner from Norfolk Base. There's over 100 PT boats just sitting there, Like you could go in and take one out almost if you'd
Now,
restore it.
You got to remember now the PT boat was used in Vietnam too, so
Yeah,
those might have been the newer ones.
they got over. Yeah, I'm just saying, but there's over 100 of them sitting
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Well, you would not use a PT boat. I don't know why you would use it because you got the Coast Guard here. So unless you're
Right.
involved in a conflict, I really don't see the use for a PT boat
Take it
because
for a
I
ride
it
don't
and
is
either.
strictly
fish
a
off it.
combat ship. It's a small one, but it's strictly for combat.
Yeah, they're only like 40 feet long or something. They're not real big.
No, they're not real big at all. They
No.
don't draft
And
much.
they're about, say, 15 to 20 feet wide at the not even 20 feet wide.
No, probably 15 at the widest.
Yeah,
Probably only about 30 to 40 feet. I mean,
and
I
they're
haven't
very
been on one,
fast
so I
running
couldn't tell you
boats.
for sure. But
Right.
Yeah,
They're
probably
fast,
about
not-
30. 40's a stretch, Larry. I'm telling you, though, it was so amazing when we would get down there by boat when I was selling boats down there because you'd be riding by in the canal and there's these boats as far as you could see, like 5 or 6 deep, 50, maybe 40, 50 boats long up along the water. And there was just tons of them. But
Did
there
they
was a
still
lot
have
of
the
military.
torpedo tubes?
They weren't obviously armed or anything, but they
No.
were just sitting there.
Were the tubes still on them?
Well-
I don't remember seeing tube holes on them. No.
Well, they were they
PT
sat up
boat is
above.
pretty much a importer out looking to fight.
Yeah.
They were
PT
set up
boats
for
do.
depth charges. I'll tell you that.
They have some depth charge.
Right.
They
And
also have
they were able
torpedoes
to fire torpedoes.
and 50 caliber machine guns.
Yeah.
They didn't have any gun turrets or anything on them, and of course there was no guns.
They would
they
take
were-
that if they're not.
Yeah, they
using
were hardware stripped pretty much.
Yeah.
5602
they were
is the
probably
piece of
stripped
weight
down, but it
today.
could be
Yeah, by the
retrofitted.
time I checked.
Retrofitted.
All the props and rudders were off them.
As I
Also,
said, they were
all
stripped down, but
they
could be
de-bronzed
retrofitted.
them.
Probably
They
fairly quick.
stripped everything.
Yeah, they stripped all the bronze off them because bronze worth so much.
Yeah, but like I said though, they can retrofit them fairly quickly because they have all
You know
that
what they-
stuff stored.
What they do in Philadelphia, they make they don't call them props, they call them screws.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They make all the high tech
Hang the
screws
net.
in Philly.
Yeah.
they're called screws. I know some sailors that had a screw, what we call a screw, tattooed on each cheek of their ass, and it would say "twin propelled." I'm not
Okay.
lying. There's some crazy people out there with tattoos, man.
Oh yeah.
And I got a friend got 2 cherries tattooed on one of his legs, upper close to the groin area, and it says, "Here's mine. Where's yours?" I was there when he got that one. It's like, oh man, you're nuts. It's the same guy that has this. One of the same guys that has that tattoo as well, but it's on his right arm. That's a ship of an old war ship, the old sailing type,
Yep.
and it's got 4 flowers underneath. Each flower stands for a different country: Philippines, Japan, Taiwan, which was a country back then, and
Well, it
United
still
States.
is, but
And then there's 5 birds for the 5 protocols overseas. And underneath the ship, it says "Homeward Bound" above the flowers, which stands for getting ready to go home.
yeah.
And like I said, there's 2 other sailors I know that got the same tattoo, but it's on the right arm. Each one's a little different. But that's, like I said, the 4 countries and the 5 protocols.
Yeah.
And because we also, it was not the United States, it was China, because we were in Hong Kong, which was under British control back then. But
Right.
like I said, Taiwan at that time was recognized, when I first went there, they were recognized as China by the United States. And Dan, your mic is mute if you're trying to talk to us. But
Oh, I'm unmuted.
yeah,
Okay.
and Retro's muted, and so is Jack. And that's all right, as long as they know it.
All right.
But like I said, though, the United States until Nixon went a little later on. I was there in '72 before he went and started and recognized China as China and not Taiwan, which I was against. I was against them doing that. Nothing against Taiwan. I mean China. It's just that I think we should have kept more of a full support behind Taiwan. They're showing support, but if they'd have kept and just let there be two China. Taiwan is a separate country and China's a country. Recognize both of them.
Yeah.
And do it that way.
For a while they were.
Well, for a long, yeah, but they recognized Taiwan as China back in the before.
What? Let's see.
In
Was
the
it
early '70s?
Was it the Republic of China?
Yeah, they were the
Taiwan
the republic.
declared its independence in 1949.
Yeah, but they were the republic, or the democratic type of
Right.
government, whereas China's the communist. They were at war before World War II with each other,
Yep.
and then when World War II broke out, they joined forces to fight the Japanese. And then after the end of the war, they went back to fighting each other. Chiang Kai-shek, is it Chiang Kai? No, that's Vietnam. I'm trying to think of his name. No, Chiang Kai-shek. Ho Chi Minh was Vietnam.
Yeah.
Chiang Kai-shek was the leader of the republic, and they were getting defeated, so they withdrew and retreated to Taiwan, where they set up their government there. And at that time, America would not recognize the communists because we fought against the communists, and so they recognized Taiwan and did until in the early '70s when they finally said, "Well, China's China and Taiwan is not," and because we didn't even recognize China, we had no diplomatic dealings with them until the '70s.
Well, what's the deal with Shanghai?
Shanghai is the capital of China.
No, Beijing is.
Oh, Beijing is. That's right.
Shanghai's like an island off of China or something.
You're
No,
talking
it's
about Singapore. You're talking about Singapore.
Singapore's
an
not even an island
nation.
either, is it?
Huh?
Is
Singapore
Singapore
is
an
an
island?
island nation.
Oh, I thought it was.
No, it's an independent nation. It's an island nation. An island city nation. It's almost one city only on that island. Now, Shanghai is a large city in southern China.
Right.
Okay. I had
Yeah,
a
they
friend
had
from
Olympics there
Shanghai who didn't want to go back to China. He's been here for 9 years. He came to learn to be an auto mechanic, and now he's going to nursing school.
Yeah.
His whole family has come here incidentally while he's been here.
If he stays in school, that will give him a chance to stay here.
Well, he brought his whole family in. His
Right.
wife,
They let
his
him bring his
kids,
whole
his
family in.
mothers,
He's
his
pretty well
sisters.
As long as he stays in school, he can stay on a student visa.
That's
You're
why
right,
he's
Chris.
doing that.
Beijing's China's capital. I've been to Beijing.
Until he can get citizenship, he's not going back, he said.
Yeah.
He told me about the internet. He said, you would not believe how censored everything is.
I've heard that.
And he enjoyed the freedom of the United States. Me and my son used to go crabbing with him every Sunday.
Eddie,
He
I've
loved
not
that.
seen that movie. I'll have to watch it. Eddie Centino says Ambush Bay, World War II movie about the Philippines. I'll have to see that.
Oh, hey, Eddie, how are you? I'll have to check that one out, too.
And yes, Tim, PT boats originally were made out of plywood. Yes.
Yes. So were Japanese
Minesweepers.
Nip Zeros.
But so was Minesweepers.
Yep.
The Nip Zeros are made out of bamboo and like a almost like a fiberglass made out of honey.
It could be. And
Like a wand.
the plywood might have been, what do they call that wood that floats real easy?
Balsa.
Huh?
Balsa?
Balsa wood.
But there's another one too. Starts with a T, I want to say.
Teak?
Could be teak.
No,
I'm not
teak
sure. It
is
was
real
made out of
heavy.
wood. I mean,
Yeah. Teak is
I
pretty
won't
heavy.
guarantee what kind of wood, but
They
it was made
used
out of-
teak for aircraft carrier decks back in the day, and then paved over it.
Yeah, because you got to remember the first aircraft carrier, the Langley, was converted. It was it wasn't a battleship. Was it a troop carrier?
As a matter of fact, the United States planted teak all over South America during World War II because they were afraid of running out.
But
And those
teak is on
teak
very
forests
lightwood
were
that
being
floats real
harvested.
easy. But
Teak,
like I said, though, the Langley was the first aircraft carrier, and it was converted. I can't remember what it was, a cruiser or something. And they used to call them coffins because it looked like a coffin
Right.
from the sky. It looked like you were diving into a coffin.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And
The pilots used to call them that, right?
yeah, they called them coffins. And so
You know, I got to get down to Manila Bay to see if we got any of our ships in dock right now.
that would be good. And if you ever get to Subic, check there too, because I'm
Yeah.
guaranteed once that base, if they start letting the Navy in, that will be a base they will go to.
That's a good idea. I got to get it over to Subic. Hey
I
Tim, we're
heard-
going to be on our way in a few days. I don't know what I think. Tim, I think we're going to be in your neighborhood on the 8th, the 9th, and the 10th, something like that.
Now, have you met up with Crystal or Tox? Anybody yet?
No, not yet. That's coming up. Coming up on the 6th, I think.
Make
the
sure
6th.
you do a
Tox is
video. Of
way
that.
up north. I think Tox is in La Union, right?
Well, like I said, make sure you do a video of that. The 6th, that's Tuesday. I'll be in Terre Haute. I'll be doing videos in Terre Haute. Right now, I'm not sure if I'm going to vlog next. I would do a live stream next Saturday. I'm leaning towards doing it. My sisters do not have internet. They don't have a computer. They don't have
Starbucks,
smartphones. They don't want any of that.
McDonald's.
Yeah.
To do a live stream, no.
I've
You
done
can
a
do
live
it
stream
out of the
on
parking lot, Larry.
at this point.
Yeah, do it from your car.
I'm not going to take
Do it
my
from your-
laptop
yeah.
down there to do a live stream. I'm sorry.
Well,
I'll
You
just get a
can use-
hotel room. That's what
Larry,
I'm leaning
do it
towards.
from your
Larry,
phone.
you can use your phone for a hotspot.
Yeah, pre-record it.
Wouldn't even have to pre-record it, probably.
Yeah.
Those
I-
phones have good hotspots, so
I don't know how to pre-record and use it and be able to chat with you guys. I'm not sure how to do that.
I
Do
don't
it from
know.
your hotel room.
No, if I do it from my hotel room, it'll be done live, just like this.
Yeah.
I've done lives from my laptops before.
My
I can
phone
do
got
live.
fried the other night, Dan. That's why I dropped out of the big prize round.
Yeah.
If I would have won, I would have been so upset.
Yeah.
I tell you, it's amazing that
I
Nicole
didn't
won.
really-
You know, it didn't even sink in until afterwards. And I go, wait, Nicole, what? Nicole? Oh my gosh, she's wonderful. Nicole is wonderful. Very
Yeah,
humble person.
She's great people.
Yeah.
But no, like I said, though, it's right now I'm leaning towards getting a room on that Saturday night, and I'll give my sisters a break from me, and me a break from my sisters. You know. Now,
Yeah.
Dan, on yours on Friday night, I probably won't come up, but I'll probably be there in the chat.
Oh, that'll
I'll
be
just use my
fun.
data for that.
Yeah.
And unless I'm somewhere where I can use, if I'm at my cousin's, maybe I can use his internet.
McDonald's from your car and bounce your cell phone off their internet.
Yeah. or
Like I said, I may
Starbucks.
do that, but it'll be on my phone, so I probably won't come up to the
Like
chat.
I'm on my cell phone now. I bounce it off my internet.
Well, if I do that, I'm not going to be able to talk in the chat. I'm not
Why
going to be
not?
able to read it because I won't be able to read it. Everything's going to
I
be too
can
small.
I can never read it.
I understand
That's what I
that,
said.
Larry. You need two phones. You need one to
I
one
got
to.
two phones, but I'm not going to use
You
them
need
both.
you need to train one on you and then one on the chat. You know, and that's how. But
Yeah.
listen, I have problems. I mean, the eyesight is going. It's going on a daily basis. You know, so what are you gonna? But I
That's
really
the first
do.
thing you go. You know what's next, don't you?
Eddie's talking about Mickey Rooney. Did you see that?
Oh, he passed.
Mickey Rooney. Oh man, I miss Mickey Rooney.
Dude, Dude, Dan, I have a.
Ambush Bay, World War II movie about the Philippines. There
I
you
haven't
go.
seen that one. I'll have to watch that.
Yeah, we'll have to
I
watch
will
that one, Eddie. Thanks so much for bringing that to our attention. That's with Mickey Rooney. And
Mickey Rooney's hilarious.
what Eddie's saying?
Yeah,
Eddie's
he was
trying to
great.
share important information with us.
I can't
Let's see.
remember the name of the movie.
U.S.
It wasn't
Marines
Mickey Rooney. It was the tough guy.
on a covert mission to an island in the Philippines
Oh,
occupied by Japanese
Played
forces.
in Yankee
I-
Doodle Dandy.
yeah, I
And,
can't think of his
and
name.
it's amazing, you know, it's amazing that in the Philippines we have interesting history. We have more and more Japanese moving into the Philippines for the same reasons that other expats are coming here.
Now,
Yep.
like I said, the movie I'm thinking of, like I said, I can't remember the
Retirement
guy's.
time.
I know the guy's name, but I can't think of it. But he had a. I can't remember why he volunteered, but he had a tracker device implanted in him.
Are you leaving Retro?
No.
But anyway, he
Why
went and got
saying
caught
goodbye to you?
by the
Is Jim leaving?
because they had a feeling, but they needed proof that they
I
were
think
using a hospital
Tim,
as
I'll
a.
private message you, Tim, but I think we're going to be there. I think it's going to be the 8th, the 9th, and the 10th, and then we're going to head north, and I think we're going to head to Pangasinan, and then all bets are off on where we're going after that, because you know when you're in Pangasinan, you're only like a couple hour bus ride to Baguio City, the place where I'd rather not go, but you're almost forced to because it's so close. And then people say, "Well, did you go to Baguio? Did you go to Baguio?" No, I didn't go to Baguio. Well, why
don't
not?
you want to go to Baguio?
I don't want the bus to roll over the side of a cliff.
Oh,
Well,
I'd rather not pay.
it depends
Jack,
on which
would
way you
you
go up.
that
You go up
in a
the way
bus
from
to Baguio?
Manila.
Two
I guess
wheels
that's
hanging
really
off the
sharp
roadway as you're
curves,
going around the cliffs.
Watch. Was it Makati Maz did something on that?
I don't care if the bus rolls off the cliff as long as I'm not on it. How about that?
yeah, there you go.
That's why he didn't want to
I
take
mean,
the bus. He didn't want to be on
Albos,
it.
I'll admit, some of the best drivers in the world are here in the Philippines. I will admit. They know every inch of that roadway on the way up there to Baguio. They know every inch of the
Yeah.
roadway. Yeah, if the driver's too young, I ain't getting on the bus. They're too young looking. Hell no, I ain't getting on the bus. Oh, there you go, Edward T. Beck.
How's
That's
that for a look?
Oh, that's hilarious.
Frightening.
You and retro, you know. It
I'm
makes
getting a retro look.
it more mysterious. Having a good time.
You like my light effects?
no.
Yeah, I'll tune it down a nudge.
Oh, you should do it. Oh, that's a perfect idea. Oh, you just gave me the idea for another short. Yep, you gave me an idea for another short video.
It's a light I got at Harbor Freight.
It's going to be starring Man Mini.
Uh,
How come no one likes to watch the shorts when I'm in them? And they
Isn't
floss
that
over to
obvious?
me.
Isn't that obvious?
Looks like I got a mask on, don't it?
Folks in the chat,
by the way, Ed,
I need to give me.
But-
I need to give
Crystal
me. a
says, "Yes,
freebie.
sir, Daddy." Creepy.
Yeah.
Go in there
Makes
and
you
run
laugh.
up one of those short videos, one of the ones that are lacking. Go in there and just play it over and over again for an hour. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. And hit the like button.
Put
I know you
together-
don't like it, but hit the like button anyway.
Hey, Deborah, how you doing?
You guys that are
Hey,
Dan and
Deborah.
Minnie's Journey loyalists, you need to get in there and just
Deborah's here.
put one of your gadgets so it's replaying 24 hours a day. That's all I'm asking. Deborah,
Deborah.
she's big time. Hi, Deborah. She's big time. I really
Yeah.
appreciate Deborah's support.
I try to go in and watch at least one of her live streams a week, or at least part of one.
I'm amazed when Deborah shares it out, and I mean, you know, some of these big time YouTubers, you know, how do they find the time to help other people? But yet there they are helping other people.
Yep.
You know,
You know what's
Helping
funny?
my channels like my own.
My phone
Yeah.
adjusts the light accordingly.
That's
when I shut-
cool.
It is. When I turned off the extra light, my phone got like lighter again.
I just
Yeah,
leave my light all
cares
the
about
time. I don't
Gcash,
let it adjust.
Tim. No, I'm just kidding. Tim, I'm just kidding. I went in and I started to watch it. But I'll admit to you that I did not complete it. I did not finish it. But it is getting exciting, right? They're trying to get you all geared up for digital wallet, digital cash.
Yeah.
You know, they're doing that here in the States.
I got no problem with it at all.
You know, I've been
I had
hearing
to
that for
order.
years.
I had to order KFC the other day because
Yeah.
my son and his mother wanted KFC.
Uh-huh.
The food is cheaper if you order online, pay with a card, and go pick it up, than if you walk in the store and buy it.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. That's what's so
What's
attractive
that
about
got to
doing
do
it.
with digital wallet?
They're setting us up. They're setting us up to use
McDonald's is doing the same thing.
it.
I don't go to McDonald's, but they offer me free French fries all the time. They offer me sandwich discounts that you can't get in the store.
I've
And
never
if you
met a
ordered
Big
it
Mac that I
online,
didn't
it's
like,
cheaper.
Mac Daddy. I have never met a Big Mac that I didn't like.
Well, I can't eat that stuff right now. I'm trying not to.
I
understand,
prefer the
brother.
Whopper. I do.
I like the
prefer
double Whopper
Five
with
Guys.
bacon and everything but tomato. I like the Big Mac though too. I mean,
I like the Big Mac, but I prefer the
Leonard,
Whopper. I like the
survived
flavor.
one whole day on the keto, and then I just fall hard. I fall hard off of that horse.
Damn.
I'm off that
Damn.
horse today, so I'm not going to say anything.
you know what my
Hang on.
problem is with doing the keto diet, or the carnivore diet, like I've been trying to do. I don't want to gross anybody out, man, but like the bathroom run the first couple times is, oh my god, I get attacked.
You will potentially have that problem for
Yeah.
the first week to 2 weeks. But
Well,
after
then I
that,
can't do it. When I'm at work, I don't always have the time to
well,
run.
Well,
to the
when there's a
bathroom.
cleanup in aisle 1, my family gets upset.
yeah. And after
That's
that,
a bit, Mac Daddy. That's a bit graphic,
all
don't
that
you think?
all that is
could be
is your
worse.
gut biome adjusting to the proper diet. And once that happens, you not only won't have that problem anymore, but you probably won't go every day. You'll probably go like every 2 to 3 days.
Guys, listen. Everything goes just fine, Leonard, until I see the Denny sign, and the next thing it's like a magnet. It's like a
He's
magnet.
carbo loading. He's carbo loading.
Yeah.
I'm going to be at Denny. I'm
Right
going to be
there
at
to
Denny's
the
Monday.
American Grand Slam, the original, 2
Dan,
eggs,
Dan,
bacon
you
sausage,
can go,
2
you can
pancakes,
go to Denny's.
extra
Just
syrup.
order all a cart
You know, I love pancakes and I hate the pancakes at Denny's.
and just eat the patties.
I did. It worked for one day.
And
then I'm in the bar last night drinking pitchers.
That won't help.
I had ribs for dinner today. Nothing but ribs.
Oh, there you go.
And sauce.
Oh,
It's a
no, I
battle,
didn't.
Leonard. How do you
Leonard,
win?
the
It's a
sauce is
battle.
on there, but it ain't like you think. It wasn't like a half-inch thick of sauce on them ribs. It's
Yeah.
real super thin.
All right.
Someone said it's the first 30 days, and then after you go over the hump, pardon the fat joke, after you go over the hump, yeah.
We'll see.
Hey, guys,
I guess I'm just real lucky.
we didn't have to use the taxi mafia when we got here yesterday. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. So every person we asked, they said, why don't you just take a taxi? Why don't you just take a taxi? I said, what do they have you on commission? I don't want to take a taxi. I want you to show me how to walk the hell out of this place to the street. That's all I'm asking. But there's a taxi right there, sir. I don't use the taxis in Manila. I'm not a Manila mafia contributor. I need to find my way out
to the street. Would have probably cost you $20, and it was $1.50 ride.
Right. So we did find the way out. Yes, I know how to get out. of the airport at Terminal 3, hassle-free. Man
All
Mini,
right.
Man Mini, of course, is always terrified when we
Hey,
try new
Michelle.
things. Dun, dun, dun. But
Mania.
yeah, we made it. We walked, only a 5-minute walk. We found out where the GPs are. We got in there, and everybody was staring at me. They're like, "Huh? What are you doing here, huh?"
Oh, they were like, he's back.
Taking a taxi. I said, "No, I'm turning Filipino." Everybody started laughing. I'm turning Filipino.
I think I'm turning Japanese. I'm turning Japanese now. An old song, remember that one?
I really think so. Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na.
Eddie saying something important. I love the way I said that, Eddie. I wish they would appreciate donuts here in the USA like they do in the Philippines. No donuts near me. Yeah, that's right. That's right, because they can't make money off of the donuts. They make the money off the beverages. The donuts just gets people in the door, the sweets, so they'll buy the coffee and all the stuff they make money with.
Yeah.
Dan, I got news for you. McDonald's only makes money on soda, on the beverages.
What?
McDonald's makes money on everything.
Yeah, but
Well, they make the most money off of beverages.
I heard.
That's true.
Hey, Eddie, you were talking KFC earlier. I heard they totally own the chicken business because they buy so much chicken through Tyson Food and the other one. What's the name of the other one?
Purdue.
IBP.
That if they were to go broke and all the KFCs were to close down, so would the other chicken, the distributors, the man.
You're talking about here in the
You know
States?
that their chicken, Dan, is grown specifically for their store?
I believe it, because why would the breast be this friggin' big and the rest of the chicken, you can't even tell what it is?
You want to
Yeah.
see the
Right.
breast I cooked up the other day?
The chickens are
Humongous.
only like so many days old when they knock them off, and they don't let them go oversized for KFC. They're killed young, is all I can tell you.
Well, you
They
know how
must
you can
pump
get
the
them to grow
steroids
quick,
in there, and that's probably the reason why I'm growing breasts.
but you don't have to put steroids in them. Just cover them up with lights on. Leave the
Yep.
lights on 24/7. The chickens will not sleep, and they'll just eat all the time.
Well, the other thing they do is they got them on speed, Larry.
In the Philippines.
They literally give the chickens Ambien in their water, and they're speeding their face off. They keep them up for 3 days at a time.
Like I said, if you turn the lights on, and
All
it
you gotta do
goes
is
to
leave
case,
the lights on. You don't have to do all that exogenous stuff.
I'm just
Well,
saying,
they're
if you
giving
leave
them
the lights
speed,
on,
Leonard,
people
in their
will.
water.
I
That's a
doubt
fact.
that, but I doubt that.
Don't
seriously.
doubt it. It's true.
Eddie said it's Church's chickens that feed them steroids. That's what he's saying.
It's possible.
Yeah.
They're not
Well,
supposed to be doing that anymore.
Purdue, to get their chicken that bright yellow, feeds their chickens marigolds. Marigold flowers.
Yeah.
The orange flowers off the marigold makes the chicken skin that bright yellow.
At least it's
Okay, who's
natural.
saying hello to us? Is that
Yeah.
who's saying hello?
Well, that's about the only thing that Purdue feeds them
Armenia
that's natural.
Carbosa? Did I say that right? Armenia Carbosa?
Yeah, Amelia's here, and we got Michelle came
Armenia.
in. Michelle, Ann.
Yeah. Michelle
Armenia,
Ann.
do I know you? Armenia. Your name sounds awfully familiar. That's not from the olden days, is it?
She's
Yeah.
been on here a
Armenian
few times.
is Armenian.
It's not
next to the
Armenian.
coast.
It's Emenian.
Oh,
Armenia,
okay.
Armenia. To let you know, Dan's in the Philippines,
Or Armenian.
and Jack's in the Philippines. The rest of us are in the States. So, good evening from the States.
There he is. Jack, you're number one. Don't ever change, bro.
No, change, bro, change. That sure don't start smelling if you don't
Yesterday
change.
was my birthday, man.
Where's
Today?
Jerry tonight? No chicken pictures.
No,
He said
Jerry's
his
here.
neighbors are playing music, and he didn't want to get a strike against me.
Jack,
Uh,
everybody's talking over you. Use sign language. Use sign language.
I don't
Yes,
know.
sir, Jack.
Go ahead, Jack.
Yesterday was my birthday.
Yesterday, well, happy
Oh,
birthday.
happy belated birthday.
to you. Happy birthday to you. Did you have a traditional Filipino birthday with a pig and all that stuff? with
No.
pancetta and all that?
No, he did with beer.
Had some bihon and what is it? Chicken adobo. All boneless.
Wow,
Larry.
that's
No, that's all right.
Larry,
retro.
Larry. I will join back here, man. I just gotta go set up at the table. I'm gonna leave and come back.
All right.
Okay.
We'll be here.
All
See you in
right.
a bit, Wetro.
See you in a minute.
Now, Eddie Centino is telling you happy birthday too, Jack. So,
Jack, did you say your girlfriend was back?
She's upstairs. She's getting ready to go back to her house and
I see.
get some medicine for her mother, then probably take a nap, then go to work tonight.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know if you can hear that or not. I got a neighbor upstairs vacuuming.
I don't know. I've been having thunder and lightning and rain here for the last half hour,
Yeah.
Yeah,
which
That
we
sounds
need.
like
That's
familiar to me.
I did a couple days ago, but it was clear today.
Now, Ermini, do I remember right? Do you live in the Ilo area? I'm thinking. I think I asked her the last time, but I didn't get an answer.
Where in the Philippines are you again, Jack?
Bacolod City. Barangay
Bacolod City.
Bacolod.
Where's that? Where's that from where I'm at? Is that north, south, east, or west?
Manila, he's at right now.
I'm south of you.
And then from Bye Bye, Leyte.
Bye Bye is
South of Manila.
east of me. It's on the next island. That's where Mike McFarland's at, and a lot of other.
How many hours from
Correct. She's
Manila?
from Ilo,
How many hours from Manila are you?
The flight about a half hour.
Yeah, flight. Are you near Davao? Are you in Mindanao?
Mindanao is south of me. Is the south point of this island.
Oh man! How did you end up there?
Just lucky.
Mother decided to build her house. Well, houses, like 6 houses here, where she grew up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's how we ended up in Bye Bye. That's Minnie's hometown. That's where she decided to build her house.
Yep.
what's it like with 7,000 islands in the Philippines?
Well, I've only been on a couple of them, so I wouldn't know what that's all about.
Well,
what is it? Only about 700 or so inhabited.
I don't know. I don't even know all those
Or is it only
details. You know, I'm
like
trying to
700
get 'em up.
not inhabited? I mean, it's one of
One
the
island
I've
at a
heard something
time.
like that. But
One island at a
Over the
time.
water.
Yep. I've also heard that it's 7,200 and some islands
There's over 7,000
At
islands,
low-
yeah.
at low tide. At high tide, there's
less.
like 150 less. So
You know, like I said, I know, but there's more than that that's not inhabited. I
yeah,
have no habitation. I have population.
Well,
hey,
Let's just use a,
yes.
You know, I just wanted to make a comment about Tim saying, you know, I'm waiting here for my girlfriend to get here. Probably won't see her for 3 hours. But I just wanted to tell folks things are changing here in the Philippines as far as people showing up for appointments because oftentimes they're showing up on time every time. And it's kind of making me nervous, you know, because when you plan an event and everybody shows up on time and you're not ready because you think they're going to show up late. So I think that Filipino time thing is starting to go away a little bit based on my recent experience.
They're becoming westernized, huh?
You know, they always have been. You know, I talk about how we're importing or they're importing Western culture, and then I come to realize after reconsidering it that Western culture has always been a part of Filipino culture.
it has for, well, I won't say always, but it has been for the last couple 100 years.
yeah.
Well, what's a couple hundred years amongst friends, Lazy Larry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Irvina,
Say.
Elo is one of the places I'd like to visit. I really want to see that Riverwalk.
Oh yeah, beautiful.
Well,
I've heard
I've
that
seen
it's-
videos. Well, the
Yeah.
river there is really clean compared to one of the cleanest rivers, if not the cleanest river in the Philippines. Now, it used to be one
Yeah.
of the dirtiest,
I've
but they had
heard
it
that
there.
Iloilo-
We're talking 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Decided
Eddie's
he wanted
making
to
a
clean the
funny.
place up. They got it all cleaned up. They built a nice little walk,
Eddie.
walk around the river.
You need to
And
cut
then-
it out with those intellectual
Hey,
jokes.
LV Rose, how are you?
LV, how you doing? But they really cleaned that place
That's-
up,
Yeah.
and I'd like to
I've
see
heard
it.
that.
LV.
Yeah. I've heard that about Iloilo, that it's
Yeah,
really cleaned up.
This is how you can say hello to LV now. You just go LV.
LV. Oh, no, LV.
Minnie
Did
says,
that backwards.
Minnie says LV stands for Louis Vuitton. Louis Vuitton. In your face.
And Rachel's, hey, man, Minnie. Hi.
Hey, man, Minnie, hi.
She's naked in the background, folks. That's why she's
No,
not up
she
here.
is not.
She's naked in the background.
Oh, I'm joking. I'm not naked.
You know, man, Minnie is more
Starbucks. Let's drink
more
those.
respectful than that.
Yeah, come on. All the Filipino
go.
ladies are very conservative.
Yes, actually,
Well,
you're
most of
right.
them
90%
Yes,
are.
everything
Yeah.
is done with the lights out. I just want to let people know everything's done with the lights out.
I believe that.
They're
I believe
shy,
that.
conservative. In,
Remember, I've been
Oh,
to the
boy.
Philippines. I believe that.
in general, at least.
And, yeah.
LV like that, I guess. Louis Vuitton, LV,
No, I
LV.
should bring my hat.
Hey, I just made that up.
Yeah.
LV, I
You
just
know-
made that up for you.
You know what Louis Vuitton was originally?
What?
A steam trunk manufacturer. He used to do
Really?
giant wardrobe trunks to go on
I wonder if
steamships.
you can still find one of the old trunks around that has the LV logo on it.
Oh, they're very, very collectible.
Oh, I bet you. I bet
And
you
some of
did.
them look like
They're probably around, just really expensive.
yes, and they're like little phone booths. Some of them, like for your wardrobe and stuff. They're amazing. They were pretty ultra wealthy.
Oh, yeah. Well, they had the ones that would you stood up and the clothes were hanging up. That where you could hang
Yes.
the clothes up, and
That was them.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I didn't know that was Louis Vuitton, but I
Well,
knew,
they maybe all weren't Louis Vuitton, but that's what they were famous for.
yeah, but I'm just saying I remember seeing those kind of trunks in some of the
Yeah.
old shows. They would show that.
Right.
Oh man, Tim kills me. No, Tim, you're killing me over here.
Elvia likes the
And-
way you
and-
say hello to her, Dan.
Eddie with the intellectual jokes. You guys are too much. He says you got to watch out for low tide because it'll expose some of the islands that China will claim.
Yeah.
Well, let them claim them. Let
You
'em
also
claim
know
them
who's
all
swimming
the time.
without their shorts on.
Oh,
Let
Won't
China
be me.
claim them at low tide.
you know what?
Whenever the tide comes in.
Who in the
it'll
hell
wash away.
even understands what the hell we're talking about most of the time? Come on, you guys.
Jack, Elvia saying hi to you as well in case you didn't see it.
It's an old man show.
Like I said, I'm not swimming without my shirt on for a couple of reasons. I don't want women to get jealous of my breasts.
Just give us one reason, Larry.
I don't want women to get jealous of my breasts. And I don't want sunburns.
Hey, why do Filipino men always walk around with their shirt rolled up around their belly? Why is that? You go up and ask them, they just don't.
Now you're showing off, Larry.
Well, the ones
Dan,
you're talking about,
Dan.
they're not as big as mine, but they usually have a bigger belly
It's to cool
than the
off.
thin guys. The thin guys just take the whole
I've
shirt
done it
off.
before.
A lot of them, though, wearing around with their shirt rolled up like that. You see
That's
that a
the
lot
news I
around
love for
here.
you, LV.
You see that a lot around the States.
I'm
And,
going to have a problem when I get
Not
to the
where I'm from, you
Philippines.
don't see people with
Yes,
the shirts
you
rolled
are.
up too much in my area.
I'll
Either have the
be
shirt off
wearing
or-
leg wraps.
But,
They'll look at me
Actually,
like
yeah.
I'm a robot.
That hello works for
Oh,
Larry
hey,
Lee too.
just wear
Larry
some-
Lee. Larry
some
Lee.
warm-ups
Larry
or
Lee.
sweats.
Yeah. Larry Lee. Larry Lee.
Yeah.
Larry Lee.
L7.
Yeah, just wear some warm-ups.
That's pretty good.
Not very thick, so they won't be
Actually,
overly
Dan,
hot.
I go Larry.
But you know, in the old days, the
Wait, I
hippies-
completely missed what
Maybe
Larry,
it was
I,
the beatniks.
what Leonard
Used to
Lund
say,
was saying. Another
"You're
L. It's so
L7,
confusing being here in this
L7, yeah,
chat.
square.
It's so
I'll see if
confusing.
I'll see if I can find us a couple more.
When you become an old man, all this stuff, navigating things like chats, is very difficult.
No, it's hard to keep up with it.
Yeah.
I'm still learning it all.
With you guys present,
Yeah,
it's
no,
hard to
you-
be
you-
moderators, you know.
Yeah.
And we're
I'm
teaching
having a hard time linking my Google phone to my DJI gimbal or DJI gimbal.
you did.
Oh. What? Oh, is the phone too big?
No, they just don't want to mate up or something through. I guess
Is
it's
that Bluetooth?
Bluetooth.
Now,
Yeah.
Oh, they
Dan,
don't want to mate up.
Elvie's got a statement, so I have a question. She says it looks like you drank 3 cups of coffee this morning. Have you had your 3rd cup yet?
Yeah, I put 3 cups of coffee in this one big ass cup from Starbucks. See?
Well, Dan,
Wow.
for me that's 1 cup.
Oh, here's a
I have-
short video.
and I have
Someone
3 of them.
record this.
That's about an 8 cup of coffee.
Yeah,
My-
that's about
my-
1
Not
cup
quite.
for
It's
me.
a little bit bigger. I drank about a 12-ounce cup.
I got a dilemma going on this week.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
goody.
My neighbors are begging me for a red, white, and blue cake.
Make it.
Hello,
Yeah,
Gina.
but
How
If I
you
make it,
doing?
you know how that goes,
That's a,
Leonard.
that's a Filipino cake. Red, white, and blue.
Well, blueberries in a yellow sheet cake with strawberries iced with Cool Whip. Red,
Yeah,
white, and blue.
Perfect. Can't ask
So
for anything
red-
better than that.
Nope.
Red,
I
white, and
saw-
blue.
He had a good
Filipino
point
flag.
when I told him go ahead and make it. He had a good point. We all know what'll happen to it.
Yeah.
It'll be in
I
the
saw
bottom
a
of his
minute-
stomach.
saw
I'm
a
desperate for
miniature-
my banana cake. I'll tell you that. I haven't made one of them yet either.
No,
Don't.
I got a.
Retro. What are you trying to say? Spit it out.
I saw a miniature Filipino flag that the thrift store is selling actually today. And speaking of red, white, and blue cakes,
Yep.
Yeah.
there's one right here.
All right.
Whoa!
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's perfect.
That's cool.
That is pretty cool. Wow. That's a
Right,
coinkydink.
right now I'm having macaroni and cheese with Frank's. You know,
That goes over
That's
big in the
all.
Philippines.
Yeah.
Mac and cheese.
Good thing everywhere.
Now, Edward,
Yeah.
my niece, not my great niece, my niece used to bake and decorate cakes for a living. And
Oh.
before she did
Ellie,
cakes, she did cookies.
The reason why LB assumed I had 3 cups because she's saying that I'm on fire.
She's also saying you're hyperactive for you.
Yes.
Yeah, she's also saying that. Yeah.
I want to come to the Philippines and sell my banana cake.
That might
My
be an
banana
idea.
cake. My banana cake rules. It's my own
Tim wants
recipe.
to know-
Banana
Tim wants
cake,
to
and
know
then you
where
can
the
try
ice cream
coconut
is.
cream pie.
Tim wants to know where the ice cream is. Tim, I can tell you
Yep.
where mine's at. In my
I-
belly.
You know, Dan, I got one that I do with coconut too. Have you ever heard of chocolate asphalt?
No.
Never.
You know, I think I've heard of it, but I've never had one or seen it.
Is that where you
It's-
go? That involves
It's my
road
own
work,
like
right?
combination. It's Rice Krispies, fried coconut, chocolate, raisins, maybe walnuts. You mix it all together and you put it in like a mold and you let it set, so the chocolate goes back and solidifies. And when you cut it up, it looks like chunks of road, chocolate asphalt.
I got a question for Gina.
And it's crunchy and
Gina,
delicious.
Hey, Gina.
where's that flag It doesn't look like a normal Filipino flag. Where's the flag? What flag is that? It looks almost. It's got the red, white, and blue, but I don't see any yellow. Like you have that yellow part in the middle of the Filipino flag. So it doesn't look like a. I'm just wondering where it's from. It's a neat looking flag, but
I got a fried coconut icing too for cakes, Dan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I fry the coconut with brown sugar and butter, and add some confection sugar, and oh my God, it's amazing.
You be knowing what you're doing. I need to go into business with you.
I'm ready.
Yeah, we
should
can
do-
figure it out.
We should do pizza in the Philippines.
They would go crazy if we could come up with a great pizza.
I get the best.
Thinking, Jack, just give me an idea. Can we make a? Can we
I'd be
conjure up
better
a
than-
Red Horse pizza where we
what?
could use Red Horse beer pizza where we put Red Horse in the pizza dough?
Yes.
Will that work? It'll
Yes.
work, won't it? Yeah, I was just thinking about that. Jack gave me the idea when he was taking a swig. I thought to myself, wait a minute.
Well,
Wait a
don't
minute.
you know that? Don't you know that bread and beer are the
Yeah.
same recipe?
Yeah, you can put. Yeah, that's what I was just
now,
thinking.
Jimmy, you
I was
have a
just
good
thinking
night.
that-
Stay safe.
Well, there's no hops
Try to
in
have
bread.
fun always.
When I make really good pizza dough, I put malt syrup in it. Malt syrup's in a lot of beer.
Well, yeah, but most beer have hops.
Well, hops too. Well, you put the hops in but the hops are put in as like an afterthought. They strain them out. You know, the hops are the reason why they put hops in, and a lot of hops in certain beers, like what's the one? Sierra Nevada. The reason why they had IPA, Indian Pale Ale, they put extra hops in it was to preserve the beer. Because in the heat, it would die. And the hops would make it last for some reason.
Oh my gosh, you guys are killing me. You guys have started the Mini David fan club. You guys are killing me. I don't see anybody starting the Dan Herrera fan club.
I did on Facebook. I got your email the other day.
I mean, Minnie is getting so many hits on her Facebook page when she posts. You guys have
She
all
posts
found
more
her.
than you do, Dan.
Huh?
Well, that's because we love Minnie so much.
I don't use Space Bay.
You're
Facebook.
such a lucky man, Dan.
Hey, what is going on with all those animals having sex on Facebook? Anyway, why am I getting tagged for those videos?
You're
They're
lucky.
enjoying
I'm
it.
getting tagged from people having sex on videos on Facebook.
I mean,
don't
why
know.
are
I don't
people
get tagged
doing
for
that?
that.
Why are people doing that? Why are you going to show a video of a horse having sex with a pig? I don't get it.
I haven't seen that one.
I haven't seen that. You're getting videos I'm not
What's
seeing.
that supposed to do for me? What's that
Well, that's
supposed
like
to do
the
for
old
me?
joke, Dan. You know, how do you turn a fox into a pig?
Why would I? How would I? And why would I know
Why
that?
would you even want to? Why
How
would
do you
you
turn
want
a
to?
fox into a pig? Marry her. Oh,
Oh my God, you're horrible.
Oh, man.
You're horrible. You need to be
And
I
banned.
didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Mary, you need to
Edward,
ban
you have to
Edward
remember-
Beck from your channel right now. You need to ban him. Ban the Mac Daddy. Hit the ban button.
You got to remember, there's a lot of very nice, classy ladies on this channel. You
That's
can't
right.
talk like
They're all nice
I
and classy.
muted
as
you.
far as
I
I'm
muted you,
concerned.
Edward. You're muted.
that.
Now you're back. So
I
whatever you
didn't
said
mean that.
Yes, you did. You always do that.
I'll behave.
That'll be the day.
Yeah, pizza. Yeah, that's right. Red Horse and the pizza. That's the way to do it.
Well,
Well, I mean, I could always
You
put
do
the
that with
San
solid-
Miguel or the Red Horse in. You know, if you ferment, you know what fermented dough is, Dan?
What? Yeah. What? Yeah. Of course.
You let the dough ferment longer, it'll naturally develop an alcohol content.
Right.
Well, of course.
It'll be stickier too.
Right. There's
Yeah, but
nothing
you
better
really
than
want the
sticky
alcohol
dough.
in it? Because I don't. What is the drinking age in the Philippines?
Well, I don't
But
know.
when
It
you
doesn't
bake
matter.
it, the alcohol will
When they're
exit.
11. They start
Yeah,
drinking when they're
you
10.
cook-
Nobody cares about stuff like
alcohol
that.
evaporates out of it when you bake it.
Yeah,
Okay, as long as it does
pretty
that.
much.
I know.
There's probably a
at
legal
some
age for
temperatures it
everything
does,
here in
but-
the Philippines. Nobody pays any attention to it.
Yeah.
Well, when I was there, you're right. If you can walk up, look over the bar, and lay your money down, you got a drink.
Right. If you got the money, you got the drink.
Yeah,
You need this
But,
Red Horse
like I said,
in
though,
your
that was-
pizza dough
many
because
years ago.
It contains yeast.
Well, Jack,
What was that,
you
Retro?
was at your place when
Wait,
you see
Retro said
someone
something.
looks like 10 or 11 grab themselves a beer, nobody says anything to them. They don't even look at them.
Well, do you know there's a lot of different kinds of yeast too, Dan?
I've sent kids
There-
to go get me a beer down the street.
There's
Yeah,
slow
see?
acting yeast, there's fast acting yeast.
Yeah, they don't care.
Well, yeah, there's
Well,
nutritional
there's some
yeast.
countries. There's a lot of
There's-
countries
Well, there's-
in Europe.
I got
They-
yeast.
they start
I got
drinking young.
yeast here in my house. It's like yeast on methamphetamine. It
Is that
lives
Red
its whole
Star
life,
yeast?
and
Is that the Red Star yeast?
it's in a red bag. No, Red Star is a brand of yeast.
Yeah.
This is like rapid yeast. This yeast lives its whole life in 24 hours. I got other yeast that'll last for days and days, like
Yeah.
you can make a sourdough starter with.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's what you want for sourdough.
But I got
Gina,
this
say good
rapid
night.
yeast.
Gina
What's your cat's
Adventures.
name, Retro? Oh, it's a dog. It looked like a cat at first.
Oh,
Oh, it's
yeah.
in here. What's your
Oh,
dog's
there you
name?
go.
Yeah.
Right.
What's really cool about the rapid yeast is I can make rolls in an hour, where it
Yeah.
normally takes me 3 or 4 hours.
Now, Eddie tells you just don't get a yeast infection.
You know what?
That's true.
Well, wait a minute. Does anybody know what kind of bacteria yeast is?
I can't. I used to, but I can't remember.
Yeast is
yeah,
a fungus.
Oh, yeah, it's a fungus. A
Yeah.
fungus among us. Yeah.
Yep.
It's a
Gina
fungus
says,
among us?
"Have a good night, guys.
That's
Keep
just
safe."
what
all
Bye,
of you."
Gina. Thanks for stopping by. I know we can get ridiculous at times. I hope we didn't offend anybody.
Take care, Gina. No, she's
That's
she's
why-
in Scotland. She said it was like 1:00
Oh, the Scot.
Yeah,
in the morning,
Yeah.
so she was going to go to bed.
yeah.
Well, it's a
probably
good thing you
1:30
guys
right
didn't
now.
start going off with those Scottish jokes because that would have gotten her.
Yeah.
I don't got
we
Scottish
started with
jokes.
all the Scottish jokes, that
Gina probably
all
come
the
through
whole
the
thing,
internet
the
and
golf
found
and the
something.
whole thing. That's like
I got
the
Irish jokes, though. I got a few Irish jokes. You want one of them?
I'm also Irish.
Just remember,
thought-
Gina's our friend. We want her to keep coming
I
back.
am a mutt.
Yep.
I am a Heinz 57, baby.
Hey, Larry, that's right down the street from me. That's about an hour and a half away. Pittsburgh, baby.
But yeah, like I said, I am a mutt. I got Scottish, I got Irish, I got German.
Miss
Bridgewater is
Barbosa
my
and two.
family
Take
name.
care, Armina.
That's English. And then my grandmother was raised on the reservation, so that tells you I got a little bit of that as well.
Well, my last name is English, Jewish, Irish, and German.
Take the name Lee. What do you think? That's everywhere.
That's all right. We still love you, Mac Daddy.
I don't.
Yeah.
I like him, but love is a
Yeah.
strong word.
He don't have the right figure for me.
No.
Nah, Leonard likes little fat boys.
Ed, you are a little fat boy.
Ain't nothing little on me, boy.
All I got to say is you got one thing I don't want, and you don't have what I do want. So
That's exactly right.
not for me, buddy.
No, I've kind of got a girlfriend now, so
What?
What?
Do tell.
Ermina, you have a good
What
night.
is it turning into? Are your chats turning into true confessions, Larry? What's going on here?
No. That was Leonard that said he has a girlfriend.
That was Leonard. Newsflash. Fill us in.
That was Leonard. Newsflash, everybody. So just hold on.
Is it
But hey,
anybody we
hold
know?
on,
Is it
everybody.
anybody we know, Leonard? Do we
Hold
know
on,
her?
Hold on, guys.
I don't think
Let's
so.
tell Ermina goodbye. She says she's good evening and good night, everyone.
Yeah.
Bye. Take
Good
care, all of
night.
you. So
Does
You
she
two,
reside in the
for coming in.
Philippines?
yeah, she's in Iloilo, one of the cities I really would like to visit.
No, no,
I
no.
used to.
Leonard,
what?
2 hour boat ride
your
for me.
girlfriend, does she reside in the Philippines?
Of course.
Beautiful.
Is it the one that helped Dan out?
Well, it's a legit question
No.
to ask
Oh,
because Leonard is
she's just a friend. She's
Yeah.
just my
Oh,
buddy.
hey, friends can turn into girlfriends.
Well, yeah,
Sometimes that's
possible.
how it happens.
Or we get
Yeah.
friend
Yeah,
zone.
just remember, MF does not always mean my friend.
That's true.
yeah, Crystal's is shocked just like the rest of us.
Yeah,
We
she
thought
goes,
you were
"Woo,
confirmed
Sue
bachelor
Leonard."
for life. We thought you were confirmed bachelor for life, Leonard.
How much money did you send her?
I got the same problem Leonard has. I got
I don't
this
send
girl in the
money.
Philippines that wants to marry me on the beach. I just got to get there. Hey, Dan, want to buy some property
I've
here
never
in
met
the
a white sandy
States?
beach that I didn't like.
How much you
I
guys
got a nice
spend
chunk
on
of land
Yeah,
for
Dan.
sale.
Yeah, what'd you say?
I said I've never met a white sandy beach that I didn't like. Jack,
There you
oh
go.
I
Jack,
agree. I agree.
Yeah, but Dan, do you know what that white sand is?
Jack, scream! You got to scream into the chat. Retro, you got to scream in there.
Girls.
Ah,
Dan, you know what that white sand is?
No reply.
Coral.
that's from the rock hermaphrodite.
It's coral. It's actually fish poop from parrotfish.
Yeah,
Right.
what's on Manila Bay? What kind of rock are they putting on Manila Bay that
Oh,
looks
that's
kind of
at,
like sand?
The parrotfish swim up and take a bite out of the
Astroturf.
algae on the coral, and then they
Larry,
poop
I'll
it
see you
out.
later.
Take care,
Retro.
Retro.
Take care,
Well,
man.
whatever it is, it
No,
feels
Retro,
good
bye.
between the toes.
Yep.
Bye,
You
Retro.
take
Well, the
care,
other
Retro.
thing about coral sand
Hey,
is,
take care, bud.
and you'll realize that when you come back to the States, coral sand doesn't get hot like Jersey sand from New Jersey.
Well, is it because
Because
it's
it's
white and
white.
the other sand's brown? Because it.
It's because it's got all the, it's very porous. It's got air in it.
Yeah, but I'm
So
just saying, though, the
it's
other sand.
insulated.
There's a lot of brown sand in the Philippines, and there's some black sand, I believe, as well, isn't there?
Well, the volcanic pumice ash would be the black stuff.
Yeah, of course,
Yeah.
of course. We love it. We love the
Dolomite, yeah,
beaches,
that's
but-
it, Tim. Dolomite is what they're putting there in Manila Bay.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, Dolomite.
Yeah.
Where
Dolomite.
does that rock come from?
That's limestone, basically.
Oh,
They're tearing up
they're
a lot of.
moving. Why didn't they just mine sand and put that in Manila Bay? I don't understand.
Well, you got to be
Right, out of the
careful.
bottom of the ocean.
You got to be careful just mining sand
Why?
because you can cause like cave-ins along the coast of the islands and stuff.
Oh, we wouldn't want that to happen.
No, you
Lake
take
Tape.
a barge out and dredge it up from a few hundred yards offshore, so
Yes.
it would be away from the coral and less stuff to disturb on the ground on the bottom.
But you got problems doing that. I mean, there's real sand problems in the world. There's a sand shortage, believe it or not.
Waikiki Beach is fake. That's what someone else told me that Waikiki Beach, Hawaii is fake. They say they have to put the sand. They have to put the sand down almost on a daily basis.
Where's mine, Jack?
Well,
Have
the
one
white
for me,
sands
Jack,
in
but if you got a
Hawaii,
San
Dan,
Miguel,
is definitely
sand.
coral
Where's
or
mine?
coral sand, but they're parrotfish poop.
Okay.
That's cool. All I know is it feels good between my toes. That's all I know.
You ever go snorkeling and see a parrotfish?
No.
I
said
can't tell you.
when
I'm
you're-
not real. I've been snorkeling. I just don't know if I've seen a parrotfish.
When you're swimming with parrotfish, you can tell they're around because it sounds like you just smacked two cinder blocks together underwater.
Well, I think that I have an obligation to go down there to Manila Bay and then do the thing, do a video from there, and show everybody what's
Oh,
the
you do,
improvements, the so-called improvements that have been made there by the embassy on the Baywalk, and then we'll put that up. We might do it as a video
Yeah,
short. I
that's
don't
a-
know.
That's
Now
an
you're talking
absolute
about who
responsibility.
was talking about they were in Hawaii?
Sammy, you're late, but you're okay.
Hey, Sammy.
Talking about Hawaii.
Hey,
and so
Sammy.
it was there.
All right. Well, I'm going to tell you.
Sammy,
Now in Hawaii, well, how'd that happen?
I don't know.
I don't know, but
Thank you.
What did you do?
oh, that was scary.
I hit
Oh,
something
jumped out of
wrong
my
with it.
chair. Yeah, I almost jumped out of my chair, man.
It's like playing Hollywood Squares.
Yeah, jump scare.
Let's do Brady Bunch. Put us in Brady Bunch format.
Got to get
You don't
Sammy
have
up
quite
there.
enough people.
Got to get
Yeah, I think
Sammy
we
up
need
there.
9 people to do Brady Bunch, huh?
Yeah. Oh,
There's a
come on, man.
story of a man named Brady.
Of a dude named Larry.
But no, in Hawaii when I was there, so when the guys went to Waikiki, I believe it was Waikiki Beach they went to, and they bought this piece of paper that said they owned a square foot of Waikiki Beach. Wherever they were standing, that was theirs. So as soon as they moved it, what they owned moved. But it was, you could never enforce it. But it was they bought it for a
Right.
souvenir.
But we have that in Pennsylvania here.
Yeah.
We
I
have
bought
we have a square yard of state game land for every resident of Pennsylvania.
I bought a square foot of a hunting ranch, which gave me permission to hunt there
That's cool.
in Wyoming. Yeah. That was in Wyoming.
Hey,
When I
Paul,
They
lived-
do a lot of
How you
antelope
doing?
hunting there.
yeah, I got a couple antelope
There you go,
and an
Larry.
elk, a couple deer.
Sorry. Yeah.
What's that?
Antelope's pretty good eating.
It's not that good.
Eh,
I suppose
I had-
it depends. I suppose it depends where they're from and what they're eating.
and how old they are. Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
to
for
a
sure.
point. But I mean, what they eat does change the flavor.
That's all right, Sammy. I don't know how much longer we'll be going, but we'll be going for a little bit longer.
Oh, especially here in Pennsylvania, Leonard. The deer that eat mountain laurel in Pennsylvania are horrible, and the ones that are corn-fed are wonderful.
The best ones I ever ate, were grazing on alfalfa pastures, or I mean, not pastures, but alfalfa fields.
Yeah, they got all that here too.
Well, here in New York,
Acorns.
up around where I used to live, up around Rochester area, a lot of corn fed because a lot of cornfields. Up
Well,
there.
you shot a good deer in Pennsylvania if there's an inch of fat on its back.
Yeah, that's a good deer anywhere because that's
Yeah.
a lot of fat on deer.
Yeah, because deer they usually have to add some kind of other meat just to get some fat content.
Oh,
in
you still have to do that
Brown,
because
yeah.
there's no marbling, and you
Right.
don't want to grind that deer fat into your deer meat. It's just too gamey tasting.
Mhm.
Probably be good
It
for the
can
keto diet, but don't taste good.
It can be, but so you use Lord, but
Well, we use pork shoulders.
there. Like I said, I heard they use pork for the deer sausage.
Yeah, my brothers and cousins.
adding pork to it really changes the flavor, though.
Well,
They
I don't
don't-
think they add very much. They don't add a
Yeah,
lot.
They
Just a-
add
just a
like
little-
to a whole deer, maybe 2 pork shoulders, and they grind up. They take the hindquarters and do whatever, and make the ground meat, and then they bag it. They put it in these like cloth bags
Hey,
and
Tom.
hang it. Put your seasoning
Hey,
and mix
Tom.
in it, bag it, and then they
Oh,
hang it in the
Asia.
smokehouse
Yeah,
and dip it in nitrate like every day or so.
well, see, when we butchered them out like you would a cow. We ground the stuff that was not usable for a steak or roast, but we cut them into roasts and steaks and stuff. They were
Well, yeah,
their steaks
There's
were
not-
smaller than a
Does
cow.
that not give you a
Yeah,
monitor
there's not
before
that
this?
much on a Pennsylvania
What's wrong
deer.
with me?
No.
Just
They
give
usually
you a
don't
monitor.
coat you on
I
a
didn't realize
belt.
I hadn't gave it to you
Oh,
before.
okay. Yeah, you get a good white
Still-
tail.
Okay. And
Yeah,
Talks
Talks
is here.
is here.
Montana
Talks.
that's
And she
been
said hi to everybody.
it's been on those
Vehicle
alfalfa
Talks is
fields,
here.
and they'll go 350. They're big.
Yeah, you shoot a 200-pound deer in Pennsylvania, you got something.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just how it is. They're just not that big of a deer.
And then mule deer are even bigger.
Yeah, mule deer could be 500-600 pounds.
Yeah, the biggest one I ever shot was 450.
Yeah, well,
That
Mind
had
me
a
saying,
massive
guys,
back.
if
What's
you don't
that?
mind me saying, I every time Tox does a video where she's eating food, at the Jollibee or McDo,
Yeah,
I get hungry, and that's also maybe affecting my
yeah.
attempt at because she's either sitting there eating fried chicken or she's eating she's having a rice meal someplace, and
Yeah.
I'm like most guys. I don't understand. Tox does so many of these videos, right? How could you possibly be as skinny as you are?
High
When you're-
metabolism and very active chasing after a kid.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Doc said,
depends
Hey,
on how much they eat too.
Jack,
Yeah.
I don't know
Well,
how you do
see,
it.
You see the eating video, but most of the time you don't see the actual eating part.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
So, like Ed said,
They're
it
eating
depends
all
on-
the time, but they're eating very small amounts.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know if Tox is faking it. I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think she just, like I said, she's got a kid that keeps her active, and
Yeah.
she probably has a higher metabolism.
Well,
How
she's
many
probably
calories
very-
can you burn that way, though?
Hey, if you got a higher metabolism, you can
A
burn.
lot.
I got a cousin. My cousin George, we're the same age. He can out-eat me. He can out-drink me, and he's thin. And
I don't
has
I
been
had
all
an
his
uncle
life.
like that.
All his
I
life.
had an uncle like that. He could
Yeah,
eat.
his dad was the same way.
He could eat 6,000
High
calories,
metabolism. Some people
a
just have
day.
a high metabolism.
and had like
And some of us have a
5%
low
body fat.
metabolism. Matter of fact, mine's so low I got to take medication for it. But I was overweight before I got that low metabolism. My older brother was in good shape until his metabolism went to hell, and then he got overweight. But he was.
Yeah, I started breaking my legs, and that's when I gained weight.
Yeah.
And I've
But,
lost it now, but you know,
Well, like I
I'm
said,
struggling to eat less. I got to tell you that.
my brother
Well,
was
if
normal.
if you eat the diet I tell you about, you don't have to portion control. It will automatically happen.
It's
I'm-
true.
I'm trying to go that way, but
I just, I don't know
You just
how
got to
you've
have
done it.
guts enough to do it.
I don't know
well,
how
I
you
have
do it.
another problem though. I can't. One of the things that's on your diet, I can't eat.
What are you talking about? The bacon?
Yeah, the bacon, the ham, I shouldn't have. No
Well,
hot
see, they-
dog.
Oh, if it's a pork patty, I'm
yeah.
gonna-
Ed, remember what I told you: beef,
What?
butter, bacon, eggs. There's no
I know,
ham.
and
There's no ham. There's no hot dogs. There's no
I know.
processed foods.
I know, and well, I'm just telling you what I'm dealing with, and exactly, and I'm
Tim,
back to like I got a bunch of beef I bought again.
Yeah.
Tim
Tomorrow I'm
thinks
making beef
his
again.
metabolism is broken.
Eat beef, eat chicken, eat fish.
I don't
You
eat.
can do that. You
I
can do
don't
that.
want a lot of chicken.
Well, I like chicken. I can eat chicken every couple times every week. I couldn't eat it
Yeah.
every meal, but matter of fact, I had chicken the other day. I'm having chicken tomorrow.
Chicken is good, except because the fact that they're not a multigastric stomach animal, they grind stuff up in their craw and then they put it through their system. They don't have multiple stomachs.
They don't have a lot of nutrition either.
It's not bad, except that all the lectins and the oxalates and stuff that they eat from the food they eat goes to the meat. Because
And
like a
Paul, I
cow-
believe you.
Well, beef is so much more nutritious too.
It is.
It's got all the
I
iron
can
and
eat,
stuff.
I can eat beef
Yep.
every day. I can eat a
Yep.
steak every day. I'll be honest. When I
The
worked,
fact
I
of
worked
the
at a
matter is-
steakhouse. I
Yeah,
went to the steakhouse as a teenager.
yeah.
I got a
Bonanza Steakhouse.
problem affording enough steak these days.
Well, there is that part.
I had steak every day I worked, but then again, that was free because it was part of my pay.
Right.
But I
when I
grind
worked
my
at a
own
steakhouse.
meat, so I don't
Well,
get all
helps.
that. It helps a lot because I don't get all that that crazy mechanically separated stuff.
Yeah.
All that pink slime. I avoid that. But I don't know. It's hard when I got two other people living with me too that won't cooperate with my diet.
Yeah.
Well,
Hey, Paul, if you want, you can come up.
yeah,
Paul,
Paul. We'll
lives
like
over in,
to see you.
He lives over, I believe, Australia or New Zealand.
An Aussie
Yeah. And
or a Kiwi.
Yeah.
But
Okay, I'm signed up, Paul. I signed up.
But I'm trying to remember. I think I found Paul and Bobby's.
Wow, Paul, how did you get 3K out of that short video? I don't know how to do it. I'm such a rookie.
Yeah.
But isn't that where I met you, Paul and Bobby's?
Go to the
when I say
mall and
Bobby,
do
I mean,
pizza rat, Dan,
time
in
to
the
get
Philippines.
going.
Hey, I gotta skip out, guys. The mall's about ready to open, so I gotta head over there and
you gotta go over there and get that donut. Don't go lying to me.
yeah, we're gonna go over there and spend some money. So
Now
Ma'am, Minnie
remember,
wants to-
now when
wants
you're
to
flirting
say
with the
something.
girls, just tell
man,
that
Minnie wants to
Minnie
say
it's for me.
something. There she is.
Bye,
How you
Miss
doing, Minnie?
Minnie.
How you doing?
Yeah.
Take care. We'll see everybody later.
With the girls,
As soon
it's
as I
for me,
figure out
okay?
how to get out of here, remove.
Well,
Okay, he removed himself. I didn't do it. So bye, Dan.
I can't do
Have
it.
a good one.
Somebody's got a dog barking.
Easy Lee, how you doing?
Oh wow. Hey, ZZ.
Lazy Larry Lee. What
That's
state are you at? I forgot.
Huh? I'm in
He's
New
in
York
New York.
State.
He's in the state of confusion.
Oh yeah, always.
New York City.
No, not the city.
No, he's
No.
upstate a little bit.
I'm right outside of Albany.
He's in
I
that
don't
New
know.
York state of mind.
Yeah.
Mm.
Is ET here? No, that's easy. Paul, that's EZ, not ET. That's EZ. But we've also seen EZ, I believe, in Bobby's. Or maybe it's Pacquiao's. I can't remember. Yeah, he's on the coast of Australia. And like I said, Paul, if you want to come up, come on up. Anybody wants to come up, come on up. We're easy to get along with.
Moving on up.
Oh,
The
both
Jefferson.
ET and EZ. Oh, it's the same person. I didn't realize that. So ET is EZ as well. That's two different channels. All right.
Cool.
See, I know her as ET, and I know now. I realize it's EZ and ET are the same person.
Yeah.
Did not know that before.
You know, in all the conversations we've been having with Dan lately, I figured something out.
What's that?
I can go to the Philippines for 3 or 4 weeks for less money than I thought.
Oh yeah. There's a guy that was in Steve's channel. If you know who I'm talking about, if you don't, it's the Filipino info channel. He was in there today. Right. He said he spent 2 months in the Philippines, staying at hotels the whole time, eating out the whole time, and did not spend but $2,500 for 2 months.
Right.
And he was staying at nice places. They were.
That's good.
Yeah.
I can stay at a place for 3 weeks for $175 in Onda.
Yeah.
And I won't have the choicest room. I won't have a view, but I'll have a nice room with air and I got full amenities of the like mini resort I'm staying at.
All right, now, Easy, are you? If I'm reading that right, that's your daughter's picture right there. That's
But
cool.
that I thought was interesting for and I was
Doc
wondering,
Mayo says he's in Vietnam, and that's another good place.
$175 though for 3 weeks isn't bad.
No, not at all.
No,
I'm gonna
And-
need a couple of. I'm gonna need a couple of hotels for like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
In
well, like I
different
said,
spots.
this guy said they ate out, and I think he was talking about him and his girlfriend both. They ate out all the time, no cooking. They did, and only spent $2,500.
Hey, Doc Bow.
Well,
Doc
that's
Mao-
kind of like when I used to go to Philadelphia for Chinese food. If I went real nice, it was $30. If I went real cheap, it was $7.
Yeah, and it was
Yeah.
good. Even the cheap was good.
Well, it's funny. I found this place in Philly in a back alley where all the Chinese go for lunch.
Yeah, that's where you want to go. Now,
Well,
they
the guy,
may cook
when
it
I
to-
walked in, what I
They
was
may
going to
cook
say,
it
when I walked
Chinese
in
style.
there and bought lunch, the guy said, "Oh, well, here, for $7, you get a choice of 3 things and like chicken, or, for $8, you could have beef." But the way they cut the chicken blew my mind. They just take a meat cleaver to it, bones and
Yeah.
all, and like bang, bang, bang.
That's the way they cook it in China.
Yeah.
I've been.
Well, it
to
was a
China.
whole chicken, yeah.
Yeah, they
The
just
funny
cut it
thing
all up.
was, after he served me up, he's like, "And if you want more, don't worry, just come back. I charge you another $1 or something, and you can have like more noodles or more, rice, whatever."
Yeah.
And it was
It
kind
was
of like,
correct.
then they had a cafeteria to sit down in and eat.
Well,
It was very good, though.
I love going to D.C. because I love the museums and stuff, especially with Smithsonian. You go there. If you go to D.C.,
Yeah, I want to go to the Air Museum.
I've been to that. It is nice. But if you go to the D.C. and you just go to the monuments and the Smithsonian museums, the only money you're out is transportation down there, your hotel for as long as you're down there, and your food. Because all the Smithsonians are free, and so are the museums. I mean, the monuments.
But you know
Your
what's cool about
transportation's- That's it.
where I live, Larry? Because they got
You can take the train in.
I can't.
Well, you can from Philly. I mean, I'm not saying you can, but people can take the train in from Philly.
Yeah, but I'm not in Philly. I'm in Western PA.
Yeah,
But
I'm
they
just
got
saying,
it. I got a better deal that I can fly in, believe it or not,
I believe it.
because Johnstown's an enterprise zone. I can fly out of here on one of them like small jets or a turboprop, either or, and fly into, I guess they call it Reagan,
Yeah.
the airport in Washington, which is right across from the Smithsonian Air Museum. And I can fly for $79 a person
Like I
on
said,
short notice, even.
I love DC because, like I said, I happen to like museums, and I enjoy going around and seeing the history, which is what the monuments are.
Yeah.
And so you go down there, and every time you go, if you don't go down all the time, let's say you go down once a year, a lot of those Smithsonians are going to be a different exhibit than what they were the last time you were there. They
Yes.
change the exhibits out every so often. And so
Yeah.
you can go to the same museums and see different stuff.
Even the
Yeah.
Air Museum, they change out.
Yeah, but there's some stuff
Certain
will always
parts
be
of it.
there. There'll be some
Oh,
stuff that's
sure.
always there, but yeah, they'll change. Like they have one of the capsules there when I went.
Well, they
Yeah.
got 2 air museums or something, the Smithsonian.
Yeah, they could have, but the one I went to, they had one of the space capsules there that you can open up and you can look at, or kids could probably go in.
I've seen a bunch of them. Franklin Institute had one in Philly.
And then they had a couple of rockets. One was a Russian rocket. They had the Spirit of St. Louis.
Yeah,
Well, that
hanging
was
from
there.
the ceiling. They got a
Yeah.
space shuttle.
Yeah, that's what I said. The space shuttle's there. All kind, like I said, all kinds of neat stuff. And then you got the.
Wright Brothers plane.
No, I'm thinking of some of the other museums. You got the Holocaust Museum that's been opened up. I haven't been to it yet.
Yes, that's supposed to be a great tour,
And they
or
also
whatever
have
that
the
could be.
Native American, which I haven't been to yet. But I've been to a lot of the art museums, and the one year I went, they had a lot of Asian art on display, and I happened to be down there with a guy I know that's from China, and some of his family, and so we went into that one when we saw what it was. But
I would like to fly in with my son sometime, stay over for a few days.
I've gone down for long weekends. Is all I've ever gone in there for. Is the longest is a long weekend. So I've not got to go see everything every time I'm down there, but I always try to pick out something that I've not seen before. One year I was down. The first time I was down there, one of the museums had the Centennial celebration display up when they had the Centennial birthday celebration for the United States. They had some of the displays from that, and they would show you stuff at that time was brand new, which nowadays is almost obsolete. I mean, they showed the first typewriter and stuff like that, and so maybe it wasn't Centennial, maybe it was the World's Fair, but one of them they had to. You went to this building, that's what they had in there. Was all this stuff that was on display back then was
Well, the
brand
World's
new
Fair
tech and ahead
stuff's
of the
always
time,
cool
and now it's
because
not.
the World's Fair used to be like the big, tech
Oh, yeah.
thing back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what they invented at the World's Fair in Philadelphia?
What's that?
The ice cream cone.
That'd be cool.
They took a pizzelle and rolled it up because the guy couldn't keep up with washing the dishes.
Yep.
So they took a hot cookie cooked on the stand next to him, rolled it into a cone, and dipped ice cream into it and sold it.
Yep.
Back
I
in the
didn't know
day,
that's
one of
where
the
it was started. I
one
knew
of
that
the
was how it was started.
one of the top flavors of ice cream used to be oyster.
And by
Yeah.
the way, Edward, Tim says the most expensive part about going to the Philippines is the plane tickets.
Yes.
So buy the
Yep.
if the farther out you can buy that.
Yep,
Those tickets.
That's the
Yeah.
most expensive part.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
well-
just
What's
say,
that, Jeff?
if you can buy it, he said the same thing. If you can buy it a month, 2-3 months out, you save money than going right in and getting it right away.
I can
the
buy
farther
a
out you
plane
get-
ticket. I can buy a plane ticket to go to Philippines out of New York for like $6.95, and it'll cost me almost $300 just to get to New York from where I live.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's still if that's round trip, that's not bad. If it's one
That's
way, it's
round
still not
trip.
bad. Huh?
That's
Yeah.
round trip through Incheon.
Yeah. Well, that's not bad.
That's Korea.
I know, but from Korea to the Philippines is not real expensive.
And that's to
No.
fly me into Cebu. If I want to fly into Silao, it's more.
When you
Oh,
want to
okay.
fly into
Potato. Where is that?
Flying into Manila is the cheapest usually.
Silao's over by Occidental, I think it is, or whatever.
Which Occidental?
no. Hey, Paul, no, Jack.
In the
Jack's
Philippines.
in the Philippines. Jack's in the Philippines.
Which Occidental? Negros
Edward, there's
Occidental?
several
Negros,
Yes,
Occidental.
Negros Occidental.
They got
Okay.
Negros Occidental and Negros
Occidental
Oriental.
or-
It's over
Wherever.
towards
I think so.
Negros more.
Well, Negros is one island, and they
Yeah.
split it in half. One's called Occidental, and the other one's called
Negros Occidental, then there's Oriental.
Oriental.
I thought that's what it was, but I wasn't sure.
It's the same island, just they got two different governing bodies.
Yeah.
The Oriental is towards the east of me.
And from what I understand, I'm better off to fly into Cebu and take the ocean jet overnight.
And
But depending on when I get there.
That might
The
be
nice
right.
thing
I
about
think
the
you're right.
ocean jet-
That's a 24-hour boat ride, or
Yeah,
maybe 2
It's-
days ride. You never know wherever you want to travel on the boat, but I wouldn't do it.
well,
what, you
I
wouldn't
would
take the ocean jet?
I would take one.
No,
Yeah, I would because they're much cheaper.
Yeah, I would want this. I would want the private cabin.
Don't need
So
it.
you pay a little more for it.
A lot
but
more.
Well, it's still air conditioned.
Well, yeah, where I would be, I'd be air conditioned,
Yeah,
but I
see,
wouldn't.
For me, I want the plug in. Remember, I got sleep apnea. I want the plug in.
Yeah, but you're only going to be on the ocean jet for 2 hours, Larry.
Oh, if that's only 2 hours, then no, you don't take the. See, some of those you take all night.
Well, that's the slow ferry. The ocean jet does like 40 miles an hour across the sea.
Yeah.
Like for me to go from Bacolod City to Iloilo, it takes about 2 hours on the ferry.
See, like I said, and Iloilo is one of the places I wouldn't mind seeing. It really is.
Hey, I got to drop off, guys. We'll catch you next time.
All right, we won't be home a lot longer, but
we're bummed.
See ya.
Yeah.
See ya.
Take care.
See you, Jack.
See ya.
Have fun.
Bye,
Lord.
everyone.
We'll catch you on the next
Take care.
one. No. We can't have that. No.
Switch the switch. There you go. So
three side by side just makes everything look so.
I'm figuring out a few things though from talking it to everybody that I talk to in the Philippines all the time. Like, I used to think it would cost me $5,000 or $6,000 to go travel to the Philippines.
Now I got to address something Paul says. I'm looking at retiring in Thailand or the Philippines. Too expensive in Australia. Well, I'm going to tell you something, Paul. I feel the same way about United States. I lean towards the Philippines. There's a few reasons for this. One is you can travel around and not anywhere you want. You're going to find somebody that can speak English. It may not be the Australian English or the American English, but if you're patient and work with each other, you'll be able to understand each other.
Well, the Philippines
is a real plus. It is a real plus. Now, if you go to the tourist areas, you're going to find people that speak English almost fluently, one of the dialects.
The Philippines are the sixth largest English-speaking nation on the earth.
It's the
India. They're the sixth largest English-speaking nation.
U.S. liberated the Philippines, so they're going to take our, U.S. dialect.
Yeah. Like I said, in the Philippines, especially if you get anywhere near a call center, you're going to have people that speak English fluently. I know that's where your girlfriend works.
Yeah, my fiance works at a call center.
That's what I said. That's where your girlfriend works. I know. But that's what I'm saying. If you're near a call center, male, female, there are going to be a lot of people that speak English fluently. Because
yes, sir,
they're dealing with United States or Australia. And they're.
Well, that's how they make their money.
Yeah, but I'm saying, though, they have to speak the language first, and then the more you use it, the better you get at it. The friend that I went to D.C. with, his English today is not near as good as it used to be because he's married now and he speaks a lot more Chinese at home. But he used to work at he worked at in New York City at a phone place, and it was in Chinatown. So you think, oh, well, you wouldn't speak English. But no, he got the job because he could speak English, because he'd have to call someplace else and talk to them in English to complete the transaction of the phone, sales, and setup. So he was always, every day, working with his English, and he got pretty good at it. But then he left that job, and his English, it's like anything else. You don't use it, you lose it.
I have a guy here that lives in that room right there.
Yeah.
With his wife. And when I came here, he didn't speak English at all.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, fudge. So I ended up, I taught him English.
Well, that's like me and my son, the guy who I was telling you about that we knew from Shanghai. We used to meet him and go fishing with him on Sunday, and he loved it because I had patience to teach him English.
But no, like I said, no, the more and the thing is, in the Philippines, a lot of these people took English in school. All right, but then they don't use it after they leave school. In the smaller communities, especially, they revert back to just their own dialect.
Yeah,
Which,
Taiwan.
well, it makes sense. It's it's the language they're most comfortable with. And so after a few years of not using it, you lose it. Now they all understand more than they can speak, but they if you talk too fast, they're not going to get it. So you got to be patient. And so it just that's the way it is. I mean, so like with Jack, he might have understood some English, but hadn't used it in so long that he needed help to regain his knowledge. In that Jack was teaching the correct pronunciation. Jack was teaching him the correct usage of the words. So I mean, it takes a while.
Well,
I
yeah, I get a
understand.
lot of that.
And Paul, I understand. If I was going to study a language for myself, it would be Tagalog. Right now, I'm not interested in moving to the Thailand. I would love to visit Thailand. And at one time, I was considering Thailand, but I like the ease of the tourist visa in the Philippines compared to Thailand as well.
Tagalog is like a universal,
yeah, and
language.
Tagalog is a universal language for the Philippines. You're right. That is the main dialect in the Philippines. Like if you go to China, the main dialect is Mandarin, but a lot of district areas have their own dialect, but they're taught Mandarin, and if you want to work in government, you have to know Mandarin. So Mandarin is the main language taught. Now they all use this, from my understanding, the written word is the same in all the dialects.
Well, there's another reason to go to the Philippines too, Larry.
What's that?
Government stability.
Oh yeah. But
There
like I
used to
said,
be over 400 dialects here in the Philippines.
yeah.
Now it's down to just 400 because tribes died off and nobody understands anything. So they're gone.
But like I said, though, for me, the Philippines, Thailand, I think would be a great place to visit, but you got to leave the country every so often. I don't know what their tourist visa, what you pay for your visa extensions. I don't know, but that border run, you got to make like every couple of months or so.
There's parts of the country they won't let you in too.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, though, you got to go to certain. You can go to any country. You can leave. You can go to the Philippines and come back, but you have to leave the country for a day, just like your 36 month visa run in the Philippines. You got to leave for a day at least and come back. But would you rather do it like once every 36 months or once every 3 months? And also with the SRRV, excuse me, the military one.
SSRV.
Yeah,
You have to be
SRRV.
over a certain age, I believe.
I'm over the age. I'm over the age. I'm over the age. And according to what Steve from the Filipino Info Channel is saying, you only have to do 2 years active in the military, and you can get the military SRRV, which costs you you put $1,500 in a bank, which is it's got to stay there, and then you pay $1,400 or $1,500 to apply. Now the money that goes in the bank is yours. So if you ever decide to leave, you can take that money out and go take it with you. And if you get the visa, the SRR visa, you don't ever have to leave the Philippines. You can stay there forever. And there's not a monthly fee that you pay for the visa. It's I think you pay like $10-20 a year. And you have to pay like 2 or 3. I think it's every 2 years you got to pay it. So you're paying like $20 to $40 for 2 years, and then you got to do it again another 2 years. Hello, if you decide you want to stay there and live there forever, if you're former military and got the age, you're silly not to go that way. Now, otherwise, you got to put like 10 grand down or 20 grand down. 10 gives you certain privileges, 20 gives you more. Once again, that money's yours. If you decide to leave, you can take it with you. I believe on the 20 grand, you can take that and use it to help buy a condo, and they'll still count that 20 grand. But you'd have to check into that, but that's just what I've heard. And Tim says there are 186 different dialects in use in the Philippines. Now, one of these will be extinct very soon. And Tim says, I have the SRRV courtesy visa. So, yeah. And Steve from the Filipino expat channel, or info channel, excuse me, the Filipino info channel, he has the military SRRV. He's been there for 5 years and has not had to leave. And he said it used to be you paid every 3 years. He said they're changing that to every 2 years now. But I don't know if they increased the cost. It used to be like $10 a year. But I think they increased the cost of it. But big deal. I mean, it's still cheaper than paying that monthly visa. And you don't ever have to leave unless you want to.
Well, there's a lot of places that are doing that now.
Well, yeah, but I mean, the Philippines makes it so easy.
Oh yeah,
to
do it right.
To be an expat there, as long as you behave yourself and follow their laws. I mean, we should be the same way. Now they won't let us own property, but that's fine. Huh?
Don't do stupid.
That's what I said. Yeah, follow their laws. Yeah. Stay out of their politics. You can't vote in it. You're not a Filipino, so stay
and be
out
respectful.
My friend said he can't get the military SSRV until he's 50.
Yeah, but I Jack, I'm 69. I got the age.
I'm 40. I just turned 42 yesterday. Just rolled over.
And by the way, I did over 6 years active duty, so I got the years. So I got everything but the money. But I want to get all my bills paid off, save up some money. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going anywhere as long as my mother's still alive. That I can't be home to my hometown within a day, if need be, Like I said, she's 97. I'm not going to be that far away.
Oh.
She's 97. She's not in the best of her health. She's got dementia. Although it could be a lot worse. I know people that have had it less time than she has, and it's a lot worse than what she's got it. But it's bad enough. And so, I can't be that far away. I just can't be. I mean, my sisters are a different story. I mean, I'm not going to stay here for my sisters. I love them, but I'm not staying here.
Oh, my son's too young for me to move to the Philippines.
Oh, I understand that. I'm in a different situation, no children. But another thing is, I'm not going to get too seriously involved with anybody because when I can go, if I have the money and the health, I'm going. Now, whether or not I stay will depend on how well I get along, because I've not been there in years. How much is the weather going to bother me? And I think I'm sure I can afford it, and I'm sure I can adjust to it. But you can't say I guarantee it, because you may not be able to. And so when I first go over, it's going to be kind of like an open-ended, how long am I going to stay? How much do I like it?
My thing's a little bit different because she wants to come to America because of the income thing.
Yeah.
There's just no, where she lives, she's in Onda Bohol. There's no work. There's no call center. There's only a couple little resorts.
Well, I understand. No, like I said, with your age and your situation, it makes perfect sense. Dan and Minnie did the same thing. She came here, made money, saved. Uh, she
Yeah.
saved the money, and Dan took care of everything, and that's how they got the house built. Was her money. All right. So I mean, it makes perfect. If I was younger, it would make sense.
Well, here's the
But
thing.
but at
She's
my
30.
age, it doesn't make sense to bring them here and for a few years, then go there. Does
Right.
not make sense.
She's 37 with 2 kids.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that
And
makes sense for you. You're still in your what, 50s?
I'm
Early
58.
50s?
I'll be
All right.
59 this year.
All right, late 50s, but still, you're young enough that you still can make money. But I turned 70 this year.
Right.
You know,
I'll be you in 20 years or 10 years.
yeah.
And I'm looking at it that way. Like, I still got to have a 10-year run at the loop. I don't have enough to retire. I don't have any retirement, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
I have nothing.
I won't have as much as I could have if I'd waited longer on taking my Social Security. But if you ever watch Steve's info channel, I'm on the low end of what he calls a sweet spot. But I can live on less than what he says you should have. I can, but that's because he wants to go to American style restaurants all the time. He does. He just now bought a stove. He's been there 5 years. He didn't cook.
Well, I got one for you.
You know, I'm willing to cook. I mean, you know, I don't mind cooking once in a while.
I guarantee you where I live, Larry, I live on less money than anybody I know. I can make my household run on $800 a month. And that's paying my utility bills, my rent, my car insurance, all my bill. Oh, and some cable TV even, and internet.
Like I said,
And my internet's 130.
So I would. Yeah, my internet's not cheap. My internet and the TV combined is less than if I got just the internet. How crazy is that? If I get
that is crazy.
Yeah, because I was thinking about dropping my mobile TV connection.
I stream a few channels,
and they told me my bill would go up, not down, if I did it. Because I get such a discount for having it that it's cheaper to keep it than to drop it.
I run a few streaming services. I got like Hulu.
Oh, I'm not talking about those things. I'm just talking about I got Spectrum.
But then on top of that, I have internet, and I live in a mobile home park, so I pay lot rent.
Yeah.
And my home I got for free. They gave it to me.
That sounds good, Paul. He says he cooks an awesome chicken adobo.
I pay $400 a month in lot rent, which is cheap. If I showed you where I live, it's absolutely beautiful. I got a native trout stream 200 feet across from my front door.
All right, Paul, take care, man. He said he's going to take a shower. We'll be going off the air here in just a little bit, guys.
Sure.
Hey, Tim, I was talking about a friend of mine. He was in the military. He was in the Navy. But he's here. He's younger than me. I'm 42. I've never been in the military, but he is.
You got to be at least 50.
But he said 50, 55. I'm like, oh, you gotta stay here for a minute. You gotta be here for a while to get that.
You got to be about 50, if I remember right. It might be 55, but it used to be younger. But what happened was a lot of Chinese were coming over here and getting on the SRRV, and the Philippine government, this is for the military thing, and the Philippine government was starting to get worried about it, all right? And so they changed the age because they thought, you got a lot of people coming in here and they think they were younger than what they were claiming with the military thing. And so they said, no. And they stopped it all together for a little while where nobody could get it. And then when they brought it back, they raised the age to 50 or 55 because they didn't want a bunch of young.
There's a lot next door to me, owned by the Chinese.
Yeah.
I
And,
wanted to buy it. But I want too much, and they said no. I said no. Like fuck, f that. I don't want it. It's too much, and there's too much. They got a bulldoze out of there. It's just like a squat. It's all squatter areas. It's all squatters.
if there's squatters
God.
in there, you don't want that because then you got to take the time to get the government to move them out, then bulldoze it, and then build it.
Yep.
And you got to make sure you actually got to. Another thing you got to worry about buying. Now you can't own the property, but your fiance can. But another thing you got to worry about buying property is making sure it's actually free and clear, and everybody's got an entitlement to it signs off on it.
The Philippines is a nightmare for that.
Oh yeah, they had a. Go ahead, Jack.
You need to get permits to tear down every single fucking tree.
Yeah,
every tree.
Yeah. Now, Eddie and Dan and myself, we used to watch this vlogger named Chris in Cebu. And he used to go by this one building they were building to be a hotel or maybe a condo unit. And the outside was up. And then somebody came in and claimed that they were part owners of the land. And now they're in, look at it. And it's like, it can be a nightmare.
Yeah.
And he'd go by there, and I mean, for a year or longer, you'd go by there, no work being done, and you could tell it was just sitting there. And they had no clue when it was going to be completed, if ever.
A friend of mine wanted to sell me this big ass property. Sorry for swearing on your live, but he said I jewed him down to like 1.5 million pesos.
Jack, Tim says here.
The thing was, he said that there's people squatting in the house. They're not paying the bills.
Well, that happens here in the States. People are squatting in houses. Oh, yeah.
And then they hit you for adverse possession. They try and take the house as soon as you try and move on it.
Yeah. And then it takes months to get them out of there.
It can, yeah.
Yeah. They had this one lady. She was military, and she was having her house remodeled, having some work done to it. Came home about a month later. This guy was living in there, and they ended up. They went through a shortcut. They had a law that they could use against this guy and moved him out. And they're carrying out all his furniture. I mean, the guy had moved everything in there. He was he was a convicted felon, but he was going to fight and make And they said if it hadn't been for this one law, this cop knowing about it, that they used it to get him out of there. I can't remember what the law was.
Well, you could be liable if they're squatting on your property, Larry. Even in the United States, you can be liable for having to take their possessions and put them in storage.
Yeah. But like I said, they said it could take months to get him out of there if it hadn't been for this. There was this one, I guess not well-known law that this policeman knew about, and they used that to evict him. But if they'd had to go through the normal channels, it could have took months, if not a year or longer.
It could take 4 years just to get to court in certain states.
Yeah. And that happens here in the States a lot more than you would think. Go ahead.
I sued my own mother for adverse possession, squatters' rights. The state of Alabama forced them into a nursing home. My mother always told me she was leaving me to home. Well, she never got to. They showed up to take my home. I said, Mom, I'm going to sue you just so I can get my stuff together to get out of here. And I held them up for 4 years in Bucks County Court. And when I got to court, I lost. You can't beat the federal government in most cases.
Yeah.
And I'm my own mother's son, and it's a lifelong property that I lived in, and I still couldn't win.
Oh yeah.
So it's hard.
She went to the nursing home. They took it as payment.
No, they drug her into a nursing home.
Yeah, that's what
Out
they
of her
took her
house.
to a nursing. They took her
They-
to a nursing home.
They took her
in.
out of 2 properties.
But
They took her out of one in Alabama and one in Pennsylvania. And the economy was horrible at the time. I couldn't find a decent job anywhere. I didn't get a decent job till like the last 6 months.
Yeah.
And then I got a job making $1,400 cash a week. And I was able to buy a trailer home in Delaware.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
then
all right,
it didn't work out. I left.
hang on a
You're
minute.
ready to go.
No, wait a minute.
Oh.
Jack, Tim says you need to be 50 years old. All right. You also have to be able to show a monthly income of $800 to $1,000 a month, and it's got to be like a retirement, Social Security, or maybe a job showing that you got that kind of money coming in.
Annuity.
I own,
Yeah, kind of be.
I own a golf course. Larry, I own a golf course.
Okay, but I'm saying though, you can show that you got it, but you got to show that.
That's a nice thing, Jack. A golf course.
Yeah, but I'm just saying you show that you got that money coming in every month, and you got to be 50. It used to be, like I said, it used to be younger, and then and Tim said during COVID is when they changed it. It was during that COVID time, but it was because of all these Chinese that were coming in, young Chinese males that were coming in on going for the SRRV, that made the Philippines decide, hey, look, we're not doing this.
Where's your golf course, Jack?
Flushing, Michigan.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, everybody, we are going to have to shut it down.
Golf course.
All right, I'm going to shut this one down, guys. Thank you for
All
coming.
right.
And everybody in the chat, I want to thank you all for coming. Hope to see you in my next one. And I'll probably be in the chat, but not in the panel on Dan's next one. So I hope to talk to you guys then. Remember to be kind to each other. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Plus, as always, try to have fun. Take care, everybody. We're shutting
Take
her
care,
down.
Jack. It was nice meeting you.
Yeah, Jack. We'll talk to you later, man. Talk to you later, Ed. Thanks for coming,
Ray.
Paul. You too, Devara. And I want to thank everybody for being here. Take care now. Bye.